open at the time while I try to
Alright.
instruct him.
We're recording. Go for it.
Yeah, scale
Alright.
the window. Preview
Y'all ready?
scaling.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Formation looks good. Oh, you closed your stream. That's what freaked me out. Cool. I like that we got Rasmus in the center. Like I said, good job, guys. I know we talked about it last time. The big thing that I'm going to be looking for before we even play the game is the synergy between you and your goalie.
Okay.
That's kind of the key detail on Oni Village. It's almost always decided by the defense, not the offense. No offense, Moon.
No, that's fine. I would
So
agree
right
on
here,
this
you
map.
win the interaction, which is good. But one thing I want you to realize you could have done because he waited is you can just immediately pass it to Moon. Moon goes back to you, and then you have a winning strike war against Asher. Burn out some cooldowns, and then we go bot.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking to do here, just right off the rip. So I would pass to Moon, right here. It would go back to me because Moon's going to pass it ahead of this Kazan noob, and I'm going to walk forward and catch it. And then Moon's going to keep walking forward like this. You're going to walk forward like this. We're going to get some tempo passing between you two. And then eventually we're going to get one of these.
Okay.
So on face-off, especially on this map, it's very important to look to pass. And then once people start wising up to it, that's when you start striking forward on your own. Okay. We shouldn't lose that barrier.
I hit a slime and it slowed me down, I think.
Yeah. Right here. I'm already evading because I know they're going to try to hit stun and do something wacky. Like literally right here, evade, and then walk up. You're also a little too far back because think about it like this. If you're here instead of here, then Dubu can pass you off this wall.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, it opens more options. With the core moving to the right, which is called what again?
Strike advantage.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, I like quizzing people.
I would have failed. I totally locked up. I was like, I'm going forward.
No, so strike advantage.
Had no
anytime-
context applied at all.
Yeah, it's all good. Strike advantage anytime. I didn't say it yet today. I said it last session. Anytime the core is moving forward and the enemy's strike is on cooldown, that is strike advantage.
No.
Forcing you to use abilities.
I got to watch the review of that VOD. I think I actually did twice.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff we covered in it. I don't hate that clear, but I want to watch this play again because they royally fucked it up. There's like no pressure here whatsoever, and there should be. So here as Rasmus, I'm actually looking for you to be over here more because they're playing so passive and safe. You got to trust your midfield and defense to just kind of hold this down. It's a very easy situation for them. Like, we shouldn't get scored on here.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be here either. That's the first thing I'm looking at. Second thing, Dubu should not back up. Dubu should have just stayed up here. Because
now
even
he's
if
giving
anything
them
happens,
a strike reset.
Yeah, exactly. So he's giving them the strike advantage now because he's going to have to strike and then use an ability, but Mr. Flambeau just concedes the lane for fun, I
away.
guess. I don't know.
This silly shit for
crazy.
everybody.
Okay, so here, do not pass through middle here as the goalie. That's psychotic, especially against Kazan. Where we want to pass, right here, just pretty much always look for this. Or you can even do this if you want to set yourself up to make some cool plays. You can just do a lateral pass to yourself as Dubu. But Dubu should not be looking to pass straight on. That just opens it up to Kazan hitbox. It opens it up to a Juno primary. Asher's going to catch even if Kai gets this. There's no real threat there. It's better to stall the play and approach it slower, either with this self-pass, or just by clearing it up top, and then Kai walks up there. And the reason he can't go bot is, again, Juno primary catches it. So we have to go top or mid here. Okay, get a little barrage off. So here, this is actually funny, because in the NASL scrim I wouldn't do this, just because I was egoing hook resets a lot. But What you should do here, this pass happens, which is great. I literally go back to Dubu, and it sounds stupid, but the reason is because there's 2 of them topside, and we want to try to rotate to bottom.
So even though it would, I guess I don't know if Juno has anything up right now, but it even like with the potential Juno primary in there to cut off the pass,
Well,
or
No,
just
he
dash
doesn't.
with-
He
even.
doesn't clear it right away. He doesn't clear it right away.
Well, I mean, even my
What
pass
happened-
down, like she could throw a blob between us.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
fine.
That's fine. Okay.
That's
Yeah, if she throws a
non-threatening,
blob
though.
here,
True,
It
yeah.
doesn't go towards the net. Who cares? It's not a real threat. The only real threat is if Dubu like hesitates to clear it out back to you.
Yeah.
Because then the primary is going to hit him. It's going to hit stun him, and it's going to get the barrier.
Yeah.
That's the only real threat. But that doesn't change the fact that like this is better than just straight to you and then you plowing it through.
Yep.
Because then you still have strike. And that's the key subtle difference. That was probably the biggest advice I was given by Ron when I was midfielding for him today, is just pass to him more so that he can set me up for an advantage.
Okay.
This, we kind of hesitated a little bit. So your guys' positioning overall is a lot better than this red team, I'll tell you that. But right here it kind of falls apart. So Rasmus playing a little bit of defense, I don't mind, but you should be cutting off the Asher from like either Kazan back passing to her, or if Juno had the core, to prevent Juno from getting a back pass to Asher. Because it also sets you up for a prime scoring opportunity. Like you can go many different angles if we can get the core there. But if we're all the way back here, that's an additional strike war essentially that we have to win to get to here.
Yeah, I get you.
So you only really want to come back as the brawler if it's absolutely necessary. And right now, this is super comfortable. There's no threat here. I'm not concerned at all about their offense. See, like, that loose ball kind of happens because we're not far enough forward. Even your micro movement here, like if you just didn't move to the left, you'd have caught this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you were also where you should have been, which is between these two, it goes right to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Alright, cool. And then the other thing, Ramen, when you have the Dubu backing you up, just run in there.
Okay.
Like, literally get on his face and sit on his lips. I don't know. So, Mr. Flambeau, some good dribbles. That's actually how I would have handled it, too. This is all pretty good.
I think that's something we get progressively better at dealing with throughout the set, too.
Good. Okay, so there, I like that you won the strike war against Flambeau, then you look for the pass to Ramen. I just think you missed the strike, which is why I didn't pause. Ah, okay. A lot happened here. So as soon as this happens, I'm just gonna Giga, because this is very scary.
Okay.
I don't really care where the core goes. Right now, it's already in the danger zone. It's scary.
Yeah.
I'm just gigging straight at them. Because now this happens, and this is terrifying. So now, again, you gotta Giga.
Yeah.
You can't let them get this 1-2 passing against a Dubu with no lock. He's just kind of going to get boned. And then once again, you can even Giga to hit stun the Kazan as the pass happens. Like, as that wore off on you, you could have Giga'd, and then caught this with strike and passed it. And then Dubu, I think he has log.
His log is already on the
He
field.
just threw it.
Oh, you're right, I'm retarded. He has log right there. I think he has secondary then. He should just roll at them.
He rolled when he lost barrier. I think that was the last time, so I don't know.
Oh, did he?
How long
you're
ago
right.
that was.
Yeah. That was like 5 seconds ago, so he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Right? 23, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. Okay. Well, never mind. Fuck what I know. It's hard team coaching, man.
Yeah, you're trying to manage details on
6
players, really.
Yeah, it's true.
3 players, but also
The enemy team.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. We rotated. I like it. Okay. Okay, that strike orb is good. So here you gotta evade.
Yeah.
Gotta hit evade. I like the Giga idea, but always Giga to the left of the core.
Mm-hmm.
Like wherever you think it's going to be, Giga to the left of that, and I promise you it'll work better. That's a good log. Uh-oh. Okay, we're going around. That's good. And then Ramen, I know you were trying to run the offense a little bit here on bot side, but as soon as it failed, you got to go here, Dubu's got to go here, and then Erasmus goes here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we want goalie, brawler, where we
Yeah.
have barrier, and then midfield on their own.
Yep.
In an ideal world on Oni.
I think we had a little miscommunication there because he started going up to contest, so I started dropping a little bit, and yeah.
So lucky to be alive right now. Should be dead. Better players would have
So
killed you.
sad when I missed that barrier take. Ugh.
Yeah, it happens. I'm not gonna stop and pause it. Just misclicked.
No, yeah, I mean it's just executionary. The idea was clear. And
Oh, get him! Oh, good
I
try.
think right.
Okay, good pass. Good outlet. I like the dribble. I like the setup. That was all good. Flip! Okay. So here's what I'm looking for. Right here. As soon as that flip happens, Moondrops, you walk forward. Ramen, you walk up and you flip as soon as you can and you get the pass off.
Okay.
Because you're in the prime position, which is good. I also like this hook as insurance. I like it a lot, actually. That's fine. This is a rare situation where I will say a back hook is good. But I like it here because it lets Ramen play more aggro. And then Ramen, flip right here. Moondrop should be like hereish instead. Boom, bam.
Yep.
Good strike core. You guys are better than them, I would say.
We were the
Watching this
40th seed, and they were the 20. No, they were the 19th seed.
Yeah, you're a better team for sure. So here, this is good, obviously. This part, don't do that.
Just dribble backwards or something.
You can either pass to Dubu, which is fine, and then Dubu can kind of set up a play up here. Likely Dubu's just going to dribble, you're going to walk up, and then he's going to pass to you eventually. But point being is the
Don't do
other
that.
option is you can just like keep it bottom here,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rasmus gets involved and force them to go around.
Okay.
Which I don't think is as good as the back pass. You should back pass for sure here.
Yep.
But it is an option if they read it. It's like, let's say Kazan was here and he can hook it, then the back pass isn't available.
Yeah.
So it's important to know your situations. Good. High speed. Okay. I want to watch that one more time. Okay. I want to see if there was a different hook you could have done. So right here, Moon.
Yeah.
This is not super fair because he's the best Rasmus in the world, but Carmine would have already hooked Asher. They would not have thrown the hook at the core.
Okay.
They would just go, and I'll show you why. I'll pause it at the exact moment. Right here. Because if you hook Asher out of the way, even if she tries to strike war, you primary after, and it's a goal.
Yep.
Mr. Flambeau has to jump back to cover and probably use flip.
It's something I keep in mind and I look for. I don't look for it enough though. I know there's definitely I see the opportunities and I just realize, okay, I'm too late at this point. Try to keep that in mind for next time.
Brush is too big. This right here too. They can't evade. That's their first evade. So your hook will land. Is another big reason why I say you should hook Asher here. Hook Mr. Flambeau. Alt the barrage. Okay, I don't like that barrage.
No?
No. Because right here, if the core had just gotten the Kazan anyway, Rasmus could have just won the strike war, and if he didn't, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But now your barrage is gone. which is a very important tool for Kai. You do have Giga though, which is alright. I like keeping those staggered, so that I have one or the other at all
Yeah.
times. Okay, the flip is a little late, but it works. You had the right idea. Ooh. Ooh! Cook 'em. That's good. Good job, Moon.
Thank you.
That was a good use of the Kai and Rasmus teamwork to keep the core in the same spot. Rasmus could finish. Alright, let's see. Aw, strike shot. Uh-oh. I like that he went for the KO. I would have done the same. Okay. So this part is just kind of an experience. Right here, you got to trust each other, especially with Kai having so much speed. You literally just walk in here and let Kai deal with this whole region.
That whole interaction? Okay.
Yeah, it's not your problem. Because if you just walk up here, I wouldn't use secondary yet either. I would have saved it for when Kai gets it by Juno. But once you do that, then you're able to shove it through Asher, which Asher can catch it with primary, obviously. That's like her whole fucking shtick. But once that happens, that's when we can use the Kai to go around and get in there. But we got to bait out that primary first before we can do any of that. And instead, there's a bit of a miscommunication and no play happens. There, you should have passed Erasmus.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an open pass, you pretty much always
Yeah,
take it on the
yeah.
map. The barrage.
Oh, I should have
Okay.
passed that.
Should have passed
Yep.
Erasmus. Yep. I don't hate the dribble. Okay, so remember, I know you're not the midfielder here, Moon, but you're kind of playing in the midfield slot at the moment.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't think you need to be this far back. You should trust Kai and Dubu more. But since you are here, you got to think like a midfield. And what a midfield should do here is just walk in, and then Dubu walk behind. And then since we have 3 people on defense, Kai can cut off the pass. And we could just sandwich this guy and force it through. Instead, Ramen's kind of playing goalie and Moon's kind of playing midfield, and Dubu's like, what do I do? That's
He
a great
goes and
save, though.
plays forward.
Yeah. Unironically, how we played today. It was fun.
Should I be
Everybody
sticking
did
more
everything.
to the top sides just so we can keep the triangle of
You should,
Okay.
but right now this is all working, and circumstantially I didn't really hate it.
Okay.
There's going to be times where it's better to just stay on the side you shouldn't be on,
Yeah.
just because that's where you already are. There you got to use your flip to not die.
Yeah, I was late on it. I think I even said something in the moment too.
Gotcha. That flip, you needed
I
to use
didn't.
a flip to save it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I didn't think because I play a fair bit of Kazan. I didn't think when he walked over because I start to recover a little stagger. I'm like, I don't think Hook on its own staggers me immediately, so I was waiting for that one more interaction to flip the follow up.
Gotcha.
But it just 1-2'd me.
Yep. Okay, I understand. And then this flip right here, Ramen, it's good that you went for a flip. It's going to sound psychotic, but you kind of got to do some shit like this.
Just to waste time.
Because it's literally the only option. The other option is this.
Mm-hmm.
If Dubu was kind of positioned more where he should be, which is further back in this scenario, then this is better. But since he's not, I'm looking for the ego play. And then I'm just going to try to keep it bot. And then just diff this Mr. Flambeau guy.
Yeah.
Simply diff.
Yeah.
Play better, win more.
It's all you can do. But he does have cooldowns and you don't, so it's pretty scary.
And he's
way.
just off a flip.
Yeah, it's true. He did just get flipped. Well, I don't know if you can diff him. But it's just not really a better option, unfortunately. Okay. It's fine. Look for the pass there. So, I want you guys to do an exercise where instead of your cursor being on the goal, it's on your teammate.
I play controller. I don't have a cursor.
Alright, well, default pass to your teammate rather than
Okay.
default shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you will see a lot more improvement. What?
God, that interaction.
Yeah. I was trying to strike over
It
him, and then he
psyched me out
whiffed.
so hard.
He whiffed his strike, which then made me whiff my strike.
Oh, dude.
Gotcha.
I might, you know what? No, for a moment, I might actually unironically try to use that against somebody sometime. It's just flip, walk back, strike to bait strike, and then walk up.
I'll be honest, I've done that. It works.
Oh, I bet.
Especially up close. Like if you do it about this distance from the net, it can work really well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Yep. Alright, shit happens.
Was there a better place I could have struck it to instead of where I did after that flip?
Yeah, back at Dubu.
Okay. Just go for the back pass and hope he's ready for it. Or just go off the corner so that it goes straight
Dump
up.
responsibility.
Kind of. You do it off this.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
And then Dubu should walk forward. Honestly, like, ideal scenario when this happens is Dubu's already walking up and Kai's walking forward.
Okay.
But Dubu's already too far back for that to happen, so I would just back pass to them to activate the Dubu. Like a trap card. Like he's going to walk forward because you passed to him. That's just what goalies do. It's human instinct.
Pavlov my goalie into walking forward by passing to him.
Unironically, yes. And then we could do something like this. I suck at drawing straight lines, so I had to do it a couple times.
It's fine. We get the idea.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for here.
How do
Then I
you get the
strike
card wiggle like
advantage.
that?
Out, Asher's out. It's just judo.
Yeah, and I get strike advantage against her when he passes back into the corner like that.
Exactly. And then Moon, you're again too defensive. If you're going to be on defense, cut this off.
Yeah.
Don't be second goalie.
Well, I think that was a reaction. I was initially there when Juno flipped to deny. I was a little higher up to deny the shot.
So the point that
But then
Juno
I don't know
flipped
why
at
I walked down.
isn't really a threat. Like, this strike goes through the log and the Kai, which the Kai is stunned right now, and you can walk to here to catch it, but as soon as this flip wears off, you should walk forward.
Okay.
Well, you should walk forward and cut off this pass.
Yeah, just start playing interrupt there.
Yep. Because then Kai and Dubu can be the midfield forward, and you can be the goalie for a second. Great catch by Saro, though. Pretty well played by him. And I suspect that if their team won this game, it's because of Saro.
I do believe that is an accurate statement.
Yeah. I don't feel like I was struggling too hard against Flambeau.
No, you really aren't. I'll tell you that right now. This is all good. Ego, but, like, it's fine. Just look to back pass to Dubu more so that they don't know when you're going to ego.
Okay.
That's another part of it.
I do ego a lot on this
Didn't
map.
we just hold on? Didn't I just like we talked about that yesterday.
What?
I know I discussed it with Mew. Just doing things like choosing options because we were coaching one of the giving advice to midfielding.
Oh, Super Swarmer?
One of the yeah. And at some point it came up of like doing an option just to represent it so that people have to wonder which of the ones you've done before you're going to do.
Yeah.
Whether it be back pass or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just presenting the different options gives them more to think about.
This map in particular, I find I ego a lot in this corner. In part because, I mean, where Mr. Flambeau's standing, if I pass back to Mew, I don't like his options of where he can go from there.
Mew needs to be further up. He should be here.
Okay. And then, but it's also, I feel like Kazan can just dash through
So-
me if I pass back and then beat me
So,
when
let-
Mew strikes.
let's
He doesn't flip,
let's
yeah.
break down that ideal kind of, because this is a fundamental defense situation, right?
Yep.
Like, let's run
So-
that through top to bottom just so that it's explicitly clear how we run that.
Yeah, for sure. So, ideal world, Dubu's Maloom, and you're, I don't even know, Vaughn?
Oh,
Vaughn
yeah,
and
that's a
Maloom
good
here,
comparison.
they're just going to, like, literally be this far apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, boom, bop, bop. It's going to go forward. Then when it starts to go off this, Vaughn's going to walk up here, and he's going to barrage it.
Yep.
This way. So that was another thing I wanted to talk about. That's why I paused on this frame. You barraged, but then you walked down.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to be right here, barraging directly at this fool.
Okay.
Because then he can't get it through you. And if he goes for the pass, well, we already know how that goes. Dubu's going to win.
Yeah. That is another thing I tend to do a lot on this map, is when it's in that corner, I always expect they're going to pass it for some reason, like in this scenario, and I always try to cut that pass, and then they hit it around me, and then I just strike it back up and do the same thing again.
So, the thing that's kind of hard about coaching Oni Village is how fast the core can move.
Yeah.
It's a lot of transition offense and transition defense, and it's why the most adaptable teams are the best teams on Oni Village. Because you rarely have, like, truly set plays like you do on Tycho, or
Yeah.
AtLab,
Yeah.
or Night Market, right? It's a lot more in between shit. It's a lot of heads up decision making. And
Mm-hmm.
what I will say is when you pass back to Mew here, you want to do it like this.
Okay.
If you go straight on, Mr. Flambeau can catch that. And like you said, Kazan can dash in.
Yeah.
But if you do it like this, we're chilling.
Okay.
So that's step one. But again, Mew should be further up. And Rasmus, if this play gets stalled in the corner, like let's say Mew walks up, Kai walks forward, we pass back, right? Then it goes back to Kai, and then Kazan somehow hero wins the strike war with like a Kazan hook into strike in the primary or something, right?
Yeah.
That should give Rasmus enough time to cut off this passing lane anyway.
Okay.
And then when we get the core, we can go straight to Rasmus. And at that point, they're going to start backpedaling. Rasmus goes back to Dubu, and we run our sets.
All right. So I should only look to kind of cut off the pass if things are getting stalled up there
Yes.
after one or two interactions.
Yep.
Otherwise,
Yeah, if
hold
things
where
get stalled up, yeah. Because once you see your teammates burn cooldowns, they no longer have cooldowns. I know that
Yeah.
sounds stupid. But if they have cooldowns, you should trust they can win.
Gotcha.
Period. If they don't, that's when you need to be like, all right, I probably
Time
need
to
to step in a
assist.
little bit.
Yeah. All right.
So, something to keep in mind. And this is a great clear. What
Man,
do we do with the core, though? No. Two things. Number one, Ramen, you should have just walked up right behind Moon.
Yep.
You should have passed to Ramen.
Gotcha.
Then back to Moon.
Yep.
Then back to Ramen. Moon goes over here. Ramen's up here by now. Wet's probably going to try to flip. So we just avoid that flip with some little dribbles and then get it to Rasmus and win.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for here.
And yeah, 'cause I tried to go to the bottom side to cover that side, and it just didn't work. Yeah.
And then this, especially when your goalie has flip, do not backpedal to help them with the save. Help them with the clear. Like
Okay.
this little maneuver kind of dooms you guys. At this point, if Mew was Maloom, they would have already flipped and done this because it's the only option.
Yeah.
But at this point, if he doesn't flip, he has to just flip. It's too close to the barrier, and you're too close that you can't really help him.
Where should I have
Both
been?
gonna get zoned. Just spread
Just
out
up in the
more.
corner again?
Not up in the corner. No. Like, it's fine right now, but then you need to walk forward because Dubu won.
Okay.
Here's where the issue arises.
Because I
Circle.
turned around and came back, yeah. Okay.
That circle made all the difference. You would be here-ish if you just kept moving up. And at that point, we can just keep it along this wall, and Juno has no say in the play.
Yeah, okay.
So. I don't like that flip either, but the whole play was a disaster. Oh, that ult is psychotic. That's so late to be ulting. That is just begging for some Dubu shit to happen. If he's gonna ult, he should already ult, like, here. At the Kazan and cut them off. But I don't really like that. I just wouldn't ult. Because, like, his strike would have accomplished the exact same thing. And he just strikes to midfield here, and we're good. We're chilling. Good pass. Primary. Aw. Uh-oh. Nice. Shit. Okay. This happens. I don't hate it. Goes back to Ramen, that's fine. You win the interaction, that's good. I feel like there's a better way you could have struck it. Yeah, there is. Instead of striking it along the speed lane, you could have struck it at the barrier.
Okay.
That it goes slower, and that gives you time to get there.
And I'm in the speed lane, so I'm faster than Juno.
Yep. So you'd have got there first.
Yeah.
And Wet likely would have had the dash and flip to save.
Mm-hmm.
That's alright, this happens. That Giga's really bad, don't do that. Don't do predictive Gigas.
Yeah.
If you can avoid it, like, that's a last-ditch effort. And then here, this part's... As soon as you see Juno jump like that, you should just flip. She's gonna jump strike you. And there's not a whole lot you can really do about it. But, like, you got flip in the moment. It's hard.
Well, and I was also expecting the Whiplash to just send it back and to be able to chase it and start a strike war or a flip war with the goalie, and I just mistimed it, so womp womp.
I like that you're hovering it. Alright, it gets taken. Oh, Jesus, what am I doing? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. What is that? There we go. Okay. So, this makes sense. Rapid fire's fine. 1-2 punch makes sense. Perfect form is fine. A lot of people are going to take Might or Deadeye here, though.
And I think... Really, Deadeye?
Yeah, Carmine would take Deadeye, but he's a psycho.
Okay.
Deadeye with Rasmus.
I was like, I was
primary,
definitely mulling over between both Might and Perfect. I'm like,
I think
which
I think
one?
Mew and I mentioned Might was what we would have said,
better.
but...
I think this is better, but I also love Perfect Form. I took it like every single match of today's scrim, no matter what character I was.
Yeah, I was looking for something because Might. I hate Might first Size Awakening.
Oh, it's a great first Size Awakening. You're crazy. It's the best.
Really?
Yeah, because then you get another Size Awakening, and they can't deny Might. You already have it. It's like building the scale.
Is there also something to be said about it not letting Asher get extra size? Or is her getting perfect form also just whatever, and whichever one she gets is fine?
So the ones we don't want Asher to get are these two.
Okay.
Those are the two we're scared of Asher getting as goalie. As forward, perfect form's a little more important.
Mm-hmm.
As goalie, it's less important because you can't consistently be doing damage.
Yeah.
So you're not getting that perfect form value.
Okay.
Whereas might is just a scaling awakening. Like this scales really hard. Think of it like an investment. Like stacks on stacks, but for brawlers.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
it's quite good. I would have taken it over perfect form. Carmine would have taken Deadeye, but he's psychotic. Good pass. Oh, you're lucky to be alive. Okay. So, couple things. Right here, Ramen, you see Rasmus is going to walk forward. You just back up a little.
Okay.
Just make sure it can't go through you.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you see your teammates pop secondary, it's time to bail.
Okay.
Let them get in there. And then flip side, when you see Ramen goes for the barrage, it's time for you to play midfield.
I think that's where I start to move at least a little.
Yeah, but then you move to the right. Don't do that. Like literally
Okay.
just go here. Because this is too close of a proximity to react to if Ramen loses the strike war. That's exactly what happens. And then it's passed. That's crazy. Oh, he was trying to redirect the blob. That's classic. A little bit of anti-synergy there. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It was a bad ego dribble.
Yeah, but it's so catchable. Like, Mew needs to just walk at this. As soon as they're in a one-on-one in front of his barrier, he just needs to walk at them. That's when Dubu's at his best. Like, this should not result in a goal, even though that dribble was bad. We should not lose a lock here. It's not possible. But we get owned. Nice. Nice, good dribble. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I like the hook attempt.
See, there it was a late one. Yeah. Still working that one out.
Yeah, I'm not a very great Rasmus player, so I can't really tell you
And
if you could have made
it's
it work.
not a character I've been practicing as much as others.
Okay. I like that barrage,
as
by
of
the way,
late.
Ramen. That was a sneaky one, but I'm a big fan of it. Now, what we need to be looking at here, though, is instead of forcing it to Asher again, we should be trying to
Passing
get
to
around.
Ramen.
Yeah. And do something like that, because Asher's got nothing.
So I'm
Aside
gonna
from
say
strike shot.
for Mew watching the VOD here, if you notice space up there when it's going something like that, just call it out like before it happens a little bit maybe, and I don't know, maybe that'll help us.
Oh, like having someone just
Like
say,
have our
hey.
goalie, if he sees it happen, then have him, like, if he could call it out for us. Like,
Yeah.
In the same way that if it's defensive play and I'm just up front, I can be eyes on the field.
yeah. I like this because it means I don't have to call anything out because I'm pretty much always going to be in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What happened here? Flip. I would have flipped. You're very
Yeah.
close to dying here. If Juno followed up with a primary, you're dead.
Yeah.
And good players absolutely are going to do that. Junos are going to get a lot of KOs doing that. Hilariously, Juno gets more KOs than you'd expect at high elo.
I don't really find that hilarious. It makes a lot of sense given the way her jump works. It's very quick.
It just lets her get to a position to finish someone very easily.
It's just like a better cyber swipe. There's no wind up. It just goes.
Well, better in the fact that it's faster, but it's worse in the fact there's no
That's
hit
what
stun.
well, no, but like she can jump and launch primary while she's in the air.
True.
So you're just kind of boned if you don't see it coming.
Or needs to go this direction. Before this point, hang on, I can go. there,
Yeah,
again,
don't hit it at Asher.
you didn't need to hit
down.
it at all. See, here's the beauty of it. The core was already frozen, and Kazan is hooking, so you're going to have to strike with a hook. But you don't have to hit this. The core was just sitting still right here. Gives Ramen time to move up.
Okay.
And then when he hooks, that's when you have to strike it. But by then, you can strike a pass to Ramen. He can go
Sure.
back to you, and then you can go back to him, and we can get a play going. But by rushing this play, it just gives it to Asher, who gives it to Juno. And that's a good hook catch. I like it. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, you couldn't know Kazan was going to jump like a noob. Then we should back up. Only thing we're scared of is this being hit. This isn't like a real angle. It's not going to happen. All we have to guard is this. So I would stand like right here. And you kind of do that, but then you move to the right again. You move down and to the right. I would have just stayed in the lane. If Wet was a better player, he would have just scored topside.
Yeah.
This barrage to catch it is premature.
Mm-hmm.
I like the thought, but you can just like wait and then barrage backwards if you have to. But even then, you shouldn't, because if they hit the core forwards, Dubu's gonna get it.
Yeah.
So you don't really even need to use barrage at all. There, you should have flipped.
Okay.
This core shouldn't get by you. You're in the perfect position, right here.
Okay.
Because if you can flip
You get double.
and then shoot it at this, you get the double. So I probably don't need to say this, but if you can ever get a double with flip for free,
Yeah.
it was a good flip. That shot was psychotic and so egotistical. And it never should have worked, but Mr. Flambeau has the reaction time of a fish. This is so dumb. Pass. Even if it
Yeah.
misses, it goes to Dubu.
Yeah.
I think I even said something after.
And what's funny is I would say in a lot of cases I do use
Yeah,
my
you
flips
do.
just
You
to
do
pass.
to me a lot with flips.
I'm like, I don't have shit here, and for whatever reason, I was feeling myself in the moment.
I mean, it worked. Mr. Flambeau, again, is the reaction time of a fish, but we're good. So there, same thing. This course shouldn't get by you.
Yeah. I
You should
expected
keep
my
flipping.
barrage to hit it, and then it
So I don't
didn't.
mind that, but like, here's actually what I would do. I would barrage it here, just straight on,
Okay.
just to slow the core, force the strike war on Flambeau, then strike it forward. And I'm walking past Flambeau, and as soon as Wet tries to catch it, I'm flipping and scoring bot.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you like barrage at an angle, trying to score with the barrage, and the reason that's not as good is because the core can get out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're here and you just use your barrage to force it like this, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're going to be getting a lot more midfield coaching than team coaching. I'm sorry. I'm way better at midfield than the other two roles.
No, that's fine. You more or less gave me like either
Oh, what a shot.
affirmation
Yeah, that was
affirmation
something.
on
Sorry, he finished.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
was just
finished
gonna
it up.
say like affirmation on ideas I kind of had rolling or questions I had like about positioning
Yeah.
in defensive moments when I'm supposed to think about moving forward
Yeah,
versus
positioning
helping out.
defensively as a brawler is really hard. I would definitely advise someone other than me to give you that advice. Because, like, I play brawler in solo queue a lot, but that doesn't mean shit.
And that's where I play midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that giga timing that something evil Drew Danger taught me, if you could believe it.
Well, it was a good Giga. I like using Giga to hit stun rather than predict things.
Yeah.
Like here, that's a good Giga. Maintains core control. What are you doing?
Oh, I was using barrage to get it through.
That's crazy. No. No, no, no. No, no, no,
Just
no,
back
no,
dribble, yeah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
This is a waste of a barrage. just to put it simply, because look, it's just a turnover. And Wet hits it away
Wet gave
from
it
his
back to me.
Kazan
Yeah.
for no reason, but he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Now this looks sick, because now you just flip and fucking shoot it topside. It's a barrier.
Odds you think he flips? Put your bets in now.
There's the flip. Good goal. That works too. Yeah, this set is looking a lot more like what I expected based on what I saw in the first set in terms of like results. You guys look like the better team.
We're passing on kickoff now.
Yep, it's good. I love when people take my advice mid-VOD. Glad someone caught that. Okay. So, I didn't pause for a while because I was liking what I'm seeing, and I still kind of do. But you should just pass back to Kai here.
Yeah, I knew exactly when you were gonna start to pause. I'm like, I should have passed.
But like, this is hard to do. There are so few brawlers that do this. If you guys learn when to backpass to your midfield as a brawler, you're automatically going to be like NASL plus. It's such a rare thing.
It's like I don't want to be egotistical, but I'm like, I can probably sort that out by next week.
I
In
think
terms
so.
of my play.
It's good.
Because I'll play a bunch of solo queue and just force it on some poor randos and mauled my ass off, but I will develop the habit regardless.
So right there, I played it down there. I think I was expecting to have Moon there. Is that a correct assumption? Like he was walking down towards the Kazan. If you back up a little bit.
Which part?
Roll that back.
Back up a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll go back to
All right,
here.
yeah, I think this should be good. So right here, I dribbled up, and then right after this, I ended up playing back across. It's
Honestly, you should have just passed this right away. Because you already have the 2-on-1 here, if we just keep it topside. But aside from that, we didn't do that, so now we're in this situation. So here.
So right here, I think it's right here, or maybe a dribble and then hit. I go up the top side here. No, I go.
Like that.
Just play it, see where my pass goes.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, no, I definitely should have stayed top. I walked.
I agree that Moon should be top, but I don't think. I don't really like this pass better, and here's why. Right here. I want Moon here. This is the spot he should be. And I want to pass like this.
Okay.
And then if Asher walks up to contest, guess what? I, as the Kai, am going to be here, and I'm going to barrage the left.
Okay.
And then it's going to get to my boy, and my boy's going to score. It's going to bounce back at him. He's going to hook it or something if it goes awry, and then we're just going to score.
Yeah, okay.
I want to force this core towards my brawler. And the best way to do that is something like this, forcing the Asher to commit. Once the Asher commits, I barrage it.
Okay.
But you can't barrage through an Asher. So you have to go around.
Yeah.
So your mobility has to be used that way too. Right now you have Kai speed, and you could have used it to get over here. I don't like that Giga. That Giga did nothing.
Yeah, I was trying to hit the core with it, but I was trying to hit the core, but she just blocked it.
Yeah, there's no way it was hitting the core there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see why I was. All right.
Oh, you're trying to kill him?
I noticed, yeah, he was getting kind of low, so I'm like, I'm just gonna keep the hurt on.
I don't
so
hate
he's
that,
never
honestly.
really
It just
full.
has to be a called thing.
Yeah, and I don't remember if we had comms. I think at one point Mew mentions it, and then he goes and grabs the orb, and it's kind of not a viable play anymore.
Watch this one more time, because a lot happened here that didn't need to. Number one, you don't have to force this through two people.
Yeah.
You can just back
I've got my goalie and midfielder right there.
Yeah. The only reason I'm saying back pass like this is because there's a slime that's actually blocking the direct pass. But you can get around that very easily. Look at this.
Yeah.
Literally pass to here.
So yeah, just back passing.
Yep.
Shocker.
That's okay.
More of this. No.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, to figure this shit out.
Yeah, my team doesn't backpass enough as is either. That's kind of why we got rolled in Launchpad 1. That was sad. Pathetic display. Okay, that's bad. He needs to just go to Kai here. This literally just turned it over for fun.
I should have passed, I think, even right before that instead of.
You should have, but
Yeah.
this is just the very obvious play, like, or that.
Yeah.
Any of these, just something that gets the core moving to you.
Yeah.
No, and I would say like I'm definitely seeing the emphasis on doing like back angle passes so that Ramen can just walk forward with it too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, stuff like this. And you can do this on offense too. That's what makes Carmine so fucking good at the game. When he does passes, or like even when he receives passes, it's in a way where the core's moving towards the enemy goalie.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
He always positions in a way to cause that. Yep, that's really bad. Holy shit.
Oh, that roll! Oh man.
Okay. My advice to Mew here is just breathe. You're Dubu. Dubu in a one-on-one should never be scared of anybody. I don't care who it is. They always have the advantage. And I'm going to rephrase that. Always have the advantage. Because of log and secondary. There's just no tool in anyone's arsenal that beats it at point blank range. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, here's why. He can just walk up and use the point blank log, and the core physically cannot go by him. Forcing Kazan to like hook it, and then when that happens, you just walk over and win the strike core. There's no threat here whatsoever. So the panic roll is completely unnecessary. Even if we lose that interaction because we didn't use our log at point blank range, then Kazan gets the barrier, right? We still shouldn't roll. We should just chill, because roll is an incredibly valuable tool. And we should only use it when it's going to land. Hopefully that makes sense in the VOD. Good clear. Good passing. We're still kind of having this double midfield thing going on a lot. Where you guys are roll swapping quite a bit.
Yeah, I definitely think that's.
I really like that dribble, Moon. Good job.
Thank you.
Didn't work out, but I like the idea. That barrage is premature. Stop doing those. That pass is also psychotic. There's just no world that's getting through.
Yeah.
So Moon needs to go to here, and Ramen needs to just like force it through.
Okay.
And even then, it's not like a great play, because again, we want to have the attack up here if we can. But it's gonna let us get the core closer and hopefully burn this guy's flip. We're not looking to take a lock here. If we get it, that's great, but it's not very likely.
Just just wear the defense out, basically.
Exactly.
So I often find myself just rotating to this bottom side to attack. Is that? I mean, I'm assuming that's just wrong. I should be staying top side here.
You shouldn't be staying topside.
Yeah,
The
but-
problem is you're currently doing Dubu's job.
Mm-hmm.
The Dubu doesn't know what to do because you're kind of forcing him to play very passive, and I'm guilty of this in solo queue, where I just sort of do everything.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do on Kai. Like, it's a very common Kai problem.
Yep.
But like as you can see, your Dubu wasn't even ready for a shot because they haven't had to touch the core in 2.5 minutes.
That's how we got the barrier.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. What a giga.
I think I was a little slow on it, but it worked.
That was pretty good. Oh, that flip is crazy. But
Yeah.
again, I know I talked about this in the last coaching session, but just to recap, if I
Strike
have flip, I'm always going to try to strike first.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to set something up where I strike and then flip closer.
I have been better about doing that since you said that, but they're, I guess, just not.
Yeah, I mean,
Core
Mr.
move
Flambeau
too
should have saved
fast.
that.
Yeah.
If I'm that Juno, that's not a goal. I'm telling you right now.
I wasn't
like-
expecting it to be a goal,
Yeah,
honestly.
no.
I didn't think it was gonna go in.
That's why I was trying to position for the restrike.
Yeah, no, you actually positioned very well there, Moon. You're in the right spot. It cut off a lot of clear angles. Right, fast forward through the draft, and I'll give my opinions.
Asher not taking prime time or size was kind of.
This is fine. This is crazy. They should have took Kata. This is crazy. They should have took Kata. This is crazy. They should have took Kata.
Okay.
This is good. They took Kata.
Yeah.
If you had might,
bro.
this has a place.
Yeah, I almost lit them. I'm like, yeah, there's that size.
This is good if you had might. If you don't have might, though, it's not near as good. It's still great. Like, we love Big Fish on Rasmus, but we love Catalyst on everybody. And that's because this Awakening is broken. This one's more broken, but this one is broken. Especially against a Kazan. If a Kazan gets Kata, it's real fucking scary. Just like if a Zentaro gets Kata. And to put in perspective how important Kata is, just to kind of really hammer this home. Let's say there's a Zentaro in this game. The picks are going to go Ego, Kata.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that Super Surge is here. Doesn't matter that Primetime's here. Kazan doesn't even care about Primetime, even though he probably should have took that over this.
Absolutely. I would argue to absolutely Primetime Kazan is, I would say Primetime is one of his bits.
I will say
It is. It's
Boom.
incredible.
Top two.
Boom is a Kazan player, and he values size on Kazan over everything else. I think.
He's
Yeah,
incorrect.
no, I think he even argued with me. I think, or maybe it was
Many times.
No, I think it was Saki. I think it was Saki.
Bro.
It's prime time, dude.
I will also
But
say
yeah,
Boom
no
is
size
Boom
it,
is
bro. I don't
terrible at
care what you guys
drafting.
say.
Even
The
I had to coach
only
PLX
character.
at LAN in terms of drafting.
That's hilarious.
Because
The only character.
they let Kazan get Catalyst on Oni Village against Last Call. They let Threezy's Kazan get Catalyst. I told him after the game, like, hey,
Oh.
why the fuck did you take Orb Dancer over Catalyst on
I
Juno?
pop the fuck off whenever I get to play Kazan with Catalyst.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dude, it's
why
so
would you
good.
ever
You're
let
able
me?
to do so many things and charge your energy bar in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah,
Like
I'll-
honestly,
and
this
the-
might be better than Ego on Kazan,
No.
but I don't know.
I think it is, especially if Kazan manages to pick up perfect form. It's fucking over. GG's. That character
True.
wins the game.
It's 100% true. But yeah, definitely not built different. Should have been Kata. If not Kata, then Primetime. And Rasmus also really likes Kata because of his secondary, by the way. Just FYI.
Okay.
Big fan of it. But Big Fish is also really good, obviously. I'm not ever going to tell Erasmus like Big Fish is bad, because it isn't. It's exceptional. But Kata's better. And then Primetime Dubu? Sure, why not? This
I
draft
think
is
I
tough.
was also I mean, not that this justifies it anymore, because Catalyst is still the better choice for the situation. I was expecting Kazan to take Primetime.
Yeah. I know what you mean. He definitely should have took one of these two. It's crazy he took Built Different. Like, this is big.
My
X.
size is so good on him.
And Asher
It's
not taking.
I'm not saying
not
it isn't-
compared
okay.
to.
I'm gonna put
Ashered
some letter
also.
grades on these. Give me a second. This is for Kazan, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. Disagree. I disagree.
It's he's breaking down priority of the sizes.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, I am. It's still like good, but it's worse than Big Fish for you. Which, not that he had the choice to get Big Fish, but he's not taking Built Different over fucking Big Fish. I'm telling you that right now. If he is, he's a
Yeah.
noob.
Kazan's got too little stagger to gamble like that, in my opinion. I always like Big Fish over Built Different. 5% impact is not worth
Not that
200
relevant.
stagger.
Agreed.
Not over 200 stagger.
I agree.
But also
200
Asher.
stagger saves you from an additional ability.
What is this Asher drafting though? When there's Catalyst
this-
prime time and
I-
double size.
This is psychotic.
She hit
by
this
the way.
prime time and double size, triple size
I was
even.
gonna get to this, I promise. This
Okay.
is so wrong. If we're on Asher topics, it's S
Yo, somebody
plus
send
plus,
Wedo an invite. He needs
S
to hear this.
plus. Um, let's think about this. I'm gonna call it S, but it might be A plus, and then again A, B.
Even with might, those are only A and B.
Yes.
Okay.
Not that you guys are really playing for damage, which is something I
Yeah.
notice a lot in OSAS games. People like never do damage. They die.
Yeah.
They never do damage, which is wild to me.
I
It's
shouldn't
for
talk
it's
about.
a struggle point for me because I'm game to do damage, but I know my
Nobody
teammates
saw my
don't think
OSAS
they
XP.
don't
Wait, hey,
think
no,
like
we
that.
do
That's
it.
sick,
We
bro.
do it when we're on like Tycho playing Era X or Night Market
Yeah,
playing Era X, and that's
yeah,
about it
well,
because you can do
no,
all
no.
the damage and
So
I can
you're
just buff
saying,
you.
so you're saying when I can do all the damage?
Yes, because I can buff you, and then but hey, no, I do look for places where I can just primary and hit like you and one of them, or I
Wasn't our
can do
last
speed
coaching
boost
session
and
about how you should be spamming
well, yeah, when I
arrow
have
beam?
prime time rapid fire, yes, but
Pass, noob. Pass.
Nobody knows about my X game,
Pass.
bro, in
Because
OSAS.
if you pass to Dubu here, Kazan's got nothing. If you pass to
Yeah,
Ramen here, it might get intercepted.
Yep.
If you go for a
Uh, eh.
dribble, it is going to get intercepted. That's what happens. Then they get the barrier. But if we pass to Dubu there and he passes back, we're chilling. Good barrage attempt. Mr. Flambeau is so bad at holding a lane.
I
Holy
don't know what
shit.
the fuck that primary was. I swear that was
Don't
it
either.
had to be a misclick because I can't think of any fucking reason to ever do that.
Ramen, I'm gonna give you a tip to gap all these noobs. You ready? When you have a person like Mr. Flambeau who just like never stops moving and leaves lanes for fun, just wait an additional second than you think, and then you'll get free shots.
mm-hmm.
Like this is a decent example of it, but it can be better.
Yeah.
Also, the most unfortunate angle that it looked like you had a good hit on it and it was gonna take barrier and it just
Yeah, and then
didn't.
it didn't. Yeah. Good clear by Mew. He should be pushing up. He should be pushing up. Mew, you need to push up.
See, I think that's why I even moved back because I expected Mew to push up. I'm like, okay, I'll be last line.
Yeah. So, okay, here's where like real team play comes into effect, and it's gonna bite you guys in the ass a little bit when you're learning. But Mew needs
For
to
sure.
be here. Because if Mew's here, Kazan has no angles. Rasmus can stay further forward. And there's a pass to Kai to Rasmus to goal.
Yeah.
Gives us our triangle. The weird
Well,
looking triangle. But
even Kai's angle on lock is
it's not bad.
great.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it, because Asher's forced to deal with the 50-50, and Flambeau's forced to engage this, and when that happens, we can go around.
Yep.
It just opens up the door to a lot of things, and more important than anything is it makes these guys use cooldowns, or else they can't save it. But because Mew is so far back, right, instead of being here, he's back here because he doesn't trust himself. This Kazan has free reign. And now we're in a situation where they're on offense. And it never should have happened. Because Mr. Flambeau was never in a position to transition. And although it doesn't really go that great for them, you can see they get some pressure here.
Mm-hmm.
And it never needed to happen. Strike order, the Asher ult is pretty funny. Okay, we struck early, but that's alright. Rasmus covered. As long as you guys layer the strikes, doesn't matter who does it.
I
But it
usually
should be
just bet
goalie
on my
second.
teammates striking first, so I save mine.
Oh, I had to beat the
So-
Juno slime on that one.
While I understand that mentality moon, it's typically going to be 1, 2, 3 in terms of strike order.
Oh, I just go based off positioning.
It is based on positioning, but I'm just saying, like, in a vacuum, Brawler is almost
Oh,
always going to be the one to
absolutely.
strike first.
No, this is definitely a thing where I just know how Ramen and Mew are, and I know
Whoa, you're acting like I'm not
I
good at
can
Strike
strike.
Wars.
No. That may be poorly worded. Just I know your timing. You guys will generally like swing late. Like I trust you guys will win the strike war, so I hold mine just in case. I know I don't need to be the first guy. I don't. It's a feel thing. It's you guys. I can't do the same strategy with randoms,
Yeah.
and I don't do the same thing in like solo queue. It's just particularly with you guys in situations like, okay,
Jesus Christ, Andy. Sorry, he just posted a game where he did 40k damage and the next highest was 12.
Yikes.
holy shit.
He's
Did he
kind
somehow
of a
lose?
psycho at damage. I don't know. He only posted the damage.
Is,
stat.
Okay.
is,
That tells me
he
yes.
the goalie?
That tells me yes. Yeah, he's the goalie. Corpse Control, pretty decent at KOing because of Andy, almost exclusively. Wee's not bad at KOing either, and I'm good at seeing opportunities, but I'm not good at making them. Back to Ramen. Yep, back to Moon. It's alright, they flipped. I'm happy with that
Yep.
outcome.
That was
Now,
my
on
plan,
that
though,
part,
was to
I
go
thought
back
Pick
Moon
to...
up,
was
perfect. I like it. I like the Dubu wall too.
I thought Moon was just gonna score there when Asher wasted her primary. Well,
I was
strikes.
waiting for her to wiggle out of position, and she
Uh,
didn't, so it was passed to Ramen instead.
Oh no. Okay, we used flip, but we didn't have to. Positioning was off. I probably shouldn't just say these things and then not pause, I'm realizing. Right here. Mew is just too far down. He should stay like right here-ish. He like walked all the way to here, which doesn't really cover a whole lot. He wasn't even quite that far. He was like here. I'm disrespecting our boy. He was here, and then he walked back to flip. But he didn't need the walk back. He could have just stayed right here, and then that core's never getting by him in any angle. Like that, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So he can play a little more like that. And his positioning right now is good, but he had to walk back to do it, which is why he had to flip. So we're good here. I can't believe I didn't coach on this sooner because I've been seeing it all game, but he's not here, so I haven't been coaching goalie nearly enough. This does nothing. Don't use your log like this. Be like Bloom. Bloom uses log like a second strike. And it's so fucking infuriating to deal with. The core will come at him, he'll strike you, you'll strike back, he'll log, you'll use an ability, the log will still catch it, he'll strike, and you lose. That's every Bloom interaction on Dubu. It's why you can never score near side on Bloom if he has log. That's it. It's all he needs. He just needs this. That's not happening. You gotta go around. And the reason for that is he doesn't use log like a projectile. He uses it like a second strike. Do you guys have any questions about that? Because I know he's not here to ask them.
No, I mean, the few times I played Dubu, I do try to hold it and
I
not
was
use it
gonna
as a
say,
projectile, but...
just to clarify, since I haven't played Dubu since I was like flex learning the game back in my gold days.
Okay.
The log, like before it's actually even appears, has like
A
the
hitbox.
stopping,
Yeah.
that stopping hitbox, and then the creation comes out, which is why it effectively has 2 hits,
Exactly. Yep.
forces 2 interactions through. Okay,
You are 100% correct.
I thought
So,
that's how it worked. I just wanted to make sure.
yeah, the initial like animation when the log isn't even in his fucking hands. He's just holding his hands, and it's like a ghost log. That's what I
Mhm.
call it. Will hit the core, and then when the log actually appears and like rolls out, it'll also hit the core.
It
So
has a new
stupid.
active,
So fucking dumb.
hitbox. That's fucking so dumb.
Yes, it's like Asher Primary. It can win 2 interactions by itself. It's broken. But only if we don't use log like a ranged weapon, because it isn't.
See, I'm really surprised Wedo didn't close that gap sooner.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
you're
had it played
watching
too
Kai
fast.
with Flip chase down that corner. You have to be over there with Flip.
It's true.
It's your only hope.
So this actually was good by Mew, believe it or not. I like this pass. But
I
you
should
need
have
to
just
pass
passed
back to
back.
him.
Yeah.
Just right
Yeah.
back. And then this guy burns his flip for no reason.
Oh,
Guaranteed.
I thought you were referring to me because I think I passed back to him there too because I
I
can't force
think
through the
you did on
slimes.
face off. Let's see. Yeah, I'll watch that again. It's hard to watch through people. No, it hit
No,
the
see, I
slimes.
just
Slime hit
Here,
it.
dude.
I just
Yeah.
pushed. Well, yeah, because I think I strike ward the first slime and the second one's right there, so it just doesn't matter.
Yeah. Still a noob. Okay, this is real bad. This happens, Ramen, because you're not pushing aggro enough
Mhm.
to make it clear to Dubu what you're covering.
Yeah, I was waiting for the orb because I was half health and I have Dancer.
So, getting the orb is good. I like that, but don't wait for it. Just walk up, take the interaction, walk back.
Okay.
That's better. That's almost always better than waiting on top of an
Yeah.
orb. I'm very guilty of that too. And then here, Mew needed to be here, obviously, and then pass like that. Because you were clearly
'cause-
covering the inner lane.
Yeah.
needed to
Yeah,
cover
so
the
I mean
outer.
that's what Mew saves roll for to be able to get over to something like that, or just to be win an interaction point blank on a 1v1.
Yes, and he does try to roll, but it's late. But like, there never needed to be a roll, right? Here. Perfect positioning. There's no threat here. This is fine. You can kind of shoot this gap, but like, Mew can catch it.
Oh, see, and if I'm Sarah, I'm like, how can I use the Dubu wall?
And that's a good idea.
Because I'm like, I don't
That's
have
why Mew is
anything.
stay here.
I don't have anything else. I have to try and snake something around the Dubu wall and force it with my like dash
But also,
pop
you said I should be higher up here. Like I should be aggroing this, right?
in the
Yes.
corner.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
Does
be
that
like on him.
change Mew at all, or?
Oh yeah, then he stays back here.
Okay.
Just so that if it goes any direction, he can catch it. But if you're stopping to get the orb here, you should call that out, and Mew needs to stay here for exactly what Moon said. The only real
Yeah.
shot Serral has here, like if I'm Kazan, I'm kind of a psycho. I'm gonna bounce it off this top wall. Then as it's coming down, I'm gonna use the secondary to alt, like form switch,
Yeah.
to pop it up, and then I'm gonna try to primary it through. And that's like my only option. Using the actual Dubu wall isn't really realistic because it's gonna go away. Like it's gonna go away before the core even gets there. Watch. Oh, it didn't. It's still there.
I was like, he just deployed
so
that
wrong.
damn thing.
What?
It was
Awakening
still
says he
coming out
has.
at that moment. I think.
Oh, he might have timeless. I feel like it was a timeless or a Monu start or something. I can't remember.
Just fucking whiff strike because
It wasn't a Monu start because that
a
wall would be
noob?
way bigger. But
No.
what was it? Might have been Orb Dancer.
Speed
Does
orb
everyone
start.
have
It
Orb
was.
Dancer?
I think it was.
It
speed
was
orb
Orb
start.
Dancer, but I don't think Mew took it.
I don't think he took it either.
He might have Siege Machine.
That would be so bad. How did I not talk about that sooner?
I could
Oh,
be
and
wrong on that.
Orb
But
Dancer for sure. Mew, when you're watching this in the future, take Orb Dancer.
he usually does.
Better.
He loves his orbs.
I get a little speed boost off of Dubu wall.
I don't like that hook.
Yeah, I've already got my team. I think I even said something after I threw it. I'm like, that was a dumb hook. I've
Yep.
got my teammate down there. I've
Exactly.
been trying to work that one out. Like, just stop doing that.
Yep, that sounds like you know the reason, so I'm not gonna harp on it. Oh lord. Oh, good god. Okay. I have a few questions. First one is the secondary. I get the reasoning, but if you're gonna do it, it's gotta just be an instant off the corner away from Kazan moment. You just cannot get this in the core strike hitbox at all, or you're fucked. But Mew is like trying to pass it to you, which is crazy.
I think that was his answer to beating it. But I'm with you. Of like, I'm looking for that forward to make that push every
Yeah.
time.
If you can clear it out of the net safely, you should always do so.
Well, it's prime scoring real estate. That is the ideal flip location.
Yep.
He wants that all day.
Like, Kazan's very happy with this play. He's gonna score. There's nothing you can do about it. This is the goal. It's too late. If someone's ever allowed to flip that close to the net in that centralized of a location, you're fucked.
I should have passed to Mew.
Actually, I don't hate the dribble because of the open primary, but I don't think you were thinking in the moment he just
No.
switched forms.
Yeah.
So I hate it now, but had you noticed that and this was a deliberate decision, it'd be a good one.
Okay.
But yeah, just pass back to Mew. Bait out their cooldowns, and then run your sets. Should have passed to Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mew's kind of pushing up. He looks a little scared. So here's why Mew looks scared, and I don't really blame him. I'd be fucking here looking at you hooligans.
'Cause,
Ramen,
yeah, we're right next
back
to each
here
other.
more.
Back there. Okay.
Yes. This core cannot get by you on the bottom side or we're fucked.
Okay.
If it gets by you here, it's not a problem. But if it gets by you in the speed lane, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
You gotta cover that speed lane. Second, Moon, you gotta be in between these two.
Okay.
Because then
Yeah,
they can't
just cut
pass
off
to
the
each other.
pass.
And what's likely going to happen, and what I would do if I'm Mr. Flambeau, is I'm just going to throw it to open space and Kazan's going to catch it. But at that point, we're in a position where Kazan's in a 1v1 against Dubu. Dubu wins. And Rasmus is in a position for the out clear. And Mr. Flambeau's out of position for the play. Does that make sense? I probably needed to draw that better.
No,
I think I got it. Yeah.
I get, yeah. I'm like, because if Mew and Sero go in there 1v1, Flambeau can't contest. Ramen's wide open. I'm more or less, I'm wide open if he's winning the strike war versus Kazan, like we're assuming here. We just get to do what we want. We get to start
Exactly.
going.
And then you can push up to here. This is a wall, by the way. If you're
Okay.
curious what that drawing is. I realize I didn't make that too clear, but like in all of these drawings, this John Madden style fucking mess, Mr. Flambeau doesn't have time to get involved in the offense unless Sero stalls. If Sero stalls, great, Mew doesn't have to use wall. If Sero pushes, Mew walls, and now it's stalled anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And by then, we have time to rotate up because you're in between these two right now, Rasmus, and Kai's here. Just like walk all the way up. Just get in there. And then all of a sudden we have 3 people pushing a lane.
Yeah.
Which, again, we don't want to stay there. So, to kind of clear up that mess of a drawing I just made, after the core gets past this wall and it's moving this way, that's when Moon goes down here, Kai stays back here, and we look for passing plays.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So even stay that way, even though now we have top barrier and Mew wants to stay on the top side.
Oh, yeah. No, if you have a winning offense
Okay.
and force wet one direction, then you just bomb.
Okay. So this is one of the unique aspects of Oni where you would kind of want to, instead of a formation that's like one top or 2 top, 1 bottom, or vice versa, we would actually run like 2 top, 1 mid, kind of deep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like hit around the goal.
And the reason for that is because of the positioning of Mr. Flambeau.
Okay.
He's so far back here that even if he like secondaries to get in the action, if we're positioned where we should be, first of all, the secondary goes right to Rasmus, so Rasmus is contesting him. Second of all, Kazan has the core up here. Asher's pushing behind him, but Dubu is Dubu, and he doesn't give a fuck. If you try to shove a lane, you're not going to win. And by then, Kai has time to rotate, Rasmus has time to rotate, but Mr. Flambeau doesn't. That is the key detail.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a
Gotcha.
3v2 topside, and we bait out some Asher cooldowns, some nonsense, and if we can, and we get the core here, we get it up to like here, we get Rasmus over here, we can try to get a play hitting this side.
Yeah.
But that's all like fucking 10 seconds from now. A lot can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's ideal world. Why I'm saying it's okay here for Mr. Flambeau to get it to Kazan, because Kazan one-on-one against Dubu doomed. The only way Kazan isn't doomed against Dubu one-on-one is if he's like here.
Yeah.
Then he can just like do all sorts of weird shit. By the way, that's I don't have any keys for my drawings. This is a strike in the hook backwards. That's why I drew it back and then shoot. I really should probably implement some sort of
System for your drawings.
but either way, that's good. That's a good hook. I like that goal.
I was happy with it as well at the moment.
Good.
Just because it strike ward the slime perfectly.
I need to go back a little bit. How the fuck did we get the barrier? Mr. Flambeau,
We
what
just
are
kind
you
of
doing?
won.
Well, I just primary. I'm like, wait, I just get to do this, really?
Okay, so Wet's a noob. He should have evaded cleared. That shouldn't work. He should pre-evade before he even primary, and then there's no threat. Mr. Flambeau's a noob because this is the worst pass I've ever seen. And Sarah's fine.
Good job, Sarah.
Not a whole lot he can do when both his teammates do noob shit simultaneously. But good capitalization on it, Moon. Wet absolutely should never get scored on by that, though.
I was like, primary. I think almost anything Wet could do there stops that play, but just didn't.
Giga.
Okay.
This is scary. I want out. I'm gigaing, and I'm walking away.
Yeah.
Break the wrists, walk away.
Okay.
It's scary because not only can you die, which is a very real threat right now,
Yeah.
also, you can't let the core get by you.
Yeah.
By, like, taking the strike war, and even if you took the strike war, your micro movement here is what really killed you. And this is, again, I'm a midfield coach. You should be here.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then you can react. Being here commits, and by being committed, you leave an opening.
Mm-hmm.
So always keep that in mind whenever you commit to a play. That's a great clear. Could Moon have done something different here?
Yeah, I could have angled up to like aim towards bottom barrier.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Force the Asher to move out of her comfort zone. Maybe you can make a play. At this point, also, Giga.
Mm-hmm.
Ramen, how often do you play Estelle?
Never.
Okay.
She's one of my
It
worst
showed.
midfielders.
Shows, and I can tell. The reason I say that is because I'm noticing every time I tell you to Giga, it's for hit stunning, which is Estelle's forte, and she is an exceptional midfield to learn how to do so.
Okay.
It's hit stunning for your brawler, not for yourself. So, right. Oh shit! It was here.
The
I
Asher,
was
you mean?
blind. Yeah, like you could just
Yeah.
hit stun the Asher. And worst case scenario, right here. Now you're in Giga range. If you Giga this ball, and Asher's on top of it, you hit stunner and Rasmus scores.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to keep stuff like that in mind. And the reason I asked you if you ever play Estelle, obviously Launchpad is literally like 4 days away. You shouldn't do it now.
Yeah.
But in the future, you guys need to practice Estelle Rasmus comp. I want to see it on every map.
Oh boy.
Because it's going to teach you some useful skills.
Okay.
Right now, Moon, honestly, your Rasmus is pretty good. Ramen, your Kai's not bad, but your overall game sense of how to use abilities that hit stun is just lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And Estelle will force you to learn it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Another character that's really good for that is Amy.
Okay.
You can play Amy too if you want.
She is my most played character.
Oh.
But that was in like gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
you
like
ain't playing
bronze,
it right,
bronze through.
I was
like,
gonna say,
low
I'm
plat.
like, how many times have we played where you played Amy? I don't.
She's my
think
most played
it's-
character. No, I mean if you look at my
I don't
stats
think
page
we've
thing, she's my only tier 10.
Did we play a single OSAS game with you playing Amy? I think
No,
maybe.
no,
one?
I only play her on Deus now.
Okay.
Why?
because she's
So-
good on Deus. I like playing her on Deus.
Sure, I just think she's good on quite a few more maps.
Yeah,
too.
but most other maps, there's a character I prefer playing over her.
That's
I will let
crazy.
you know right now. Amy and Asher are like the top bans
Yeah,
in NASL right now.
yeah.
Amy is good on every map. Period.
I'm aware of that. I don't know. I haven't played her as
Every
much
role,
lately.
too. Carmen and I won a game today with Amy Brawler.
Yeah, I know
She can do anything.
NXZD.
I can see
NXZD used to play her brawler for a short stint in NASL. I remember.
Yeah, like she can do it all. She's an exceptional character.
Yeah, she's got one of the like best rounded kits.
Yep. But the
in
reason
the
I was
game.
asking is because those two characters specialize in hit stun to enable plays. Kai doesn't. And while getting good at Kai is obviously very useful, if you're trying to become a better player overall, you need to have a very balanced skill set. And learning some hit stun is a good way for you to improve. That's what I'm noticing. But for now, I want you guys to focus on the passing thing, because that's more applicable.
The number one, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fundamental skill that'll carry over to every comp.
Yeah. But in the future, if you guys plan on continuing to play together, you should absolutely try those comps. They're
Well,
gonna teach
I
you a lot.
imagine this will be my last OSAS because I don't plan to hold up going for challenger in my games, but
Yeah.
I,
You both
I
seem like
assume
challenger level
I'll end
players
up
to me,
make
by
it.
the way. For what it's worth.
Yeah, I just
I
don't play
think you
enough
could do it.
comp to get up there.
What was I gonna say? Remember with the Giga, again, my biggest tip,
Shoot left.
anywhere you want to aim, just a little more to the left.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I want to hit that spot, so I'm gonna shoot it here instead. That's it.
My only fear with that and right there. Well, okay, I decided way far to the right, but
Yes.
yeah, I was a little afraid of hitting Kazan with it. I think because I've already twice now hit the Juno when I've been trying to hit the Asher
know what's
earlier in the
funny?
game, but
This is where you and I differ greatly as Kai players. When I Giga someone on accident, that just tells me I need to barrage them next.
yeah, I don't play for damage like ever, which is also part of why I stopped playing Imi a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
she's
I never
very
play for
focused.
damage, and that's why I only play her on days, because that's like the only map I really play for damage.
Okay. If you ever fuck up with a Giga, just like
That's a
double
damage
down.
opportunity.
Yeah. Okay.
Just double down on it. If your teammates have
'Cause that's
cooldowns,
like-
they can follow up and they're
That's
dead.
that's half their health, yeah, just on
Yep.
that combo, I think.
Yeah.
It is. On a Kazan, it's actually like 60 to 70%. It
Oh,
does
yeah.
so much damage.
Oh, I hate when a Kai just decides he's gonna bully me when I play Kazan. I'm like, dude, this sucks. I hate life.
Yeah. Okay, so this barrage comes out.
Ugh,
Also,
so
for what
sad
it's
that
worth,
didn't
I think
stay
I brought this up in the last coaching session. I used to almost never do damage. I was like Sphinx, who also does damage now, by the way. Because you're forced to learn it at some point. It's a game
Yeah.
of killing, plain and simple.
Yes, yes, it is. I
Soccer
agree
is
strongly.
secondary.
What about secondary?
The soccer is secondary, especially at the highest level. Like, it's just the core is used to coordinate killing very frequently.
What the fuck did I go here? Unstop?
To deny
To
the
deny
Asher.
it. Yeah, Asher, yeah, did not want her to have that.
Yeah, that's fine. Dax is fine too. I will say this is very fun, but
Oh yeah, I
Stax is
love
way
Chrono
objectively
Boost.
better.
I love Chrono Boost on Kai, but I think I've been told a few times to take stacks over it.
Oh.
Especially
It's
on
speed all
when
the
I'm
time
not dying.
versus
Yeah.
your burst speed.
Snatch that shit. If Asher's gonna be AFK, fucking take it.
You will
That's
never
speed.
you will never convince our goalie not to take missile prop. If it's
He
there,
loves missile prop.
you don't understand how many times we've like, please take the other thing. It doesn't matter what it is. Missile
here's
prop.
the funny
The
thing.
only thing I think I've seen him give it up for is egoist.
Oh, and also because here he has he already has Siege Machine, because I'm pretty sure that was the other start. I'm pretty sure he already has Siege Machine, and so now he has
So-
double wall distance, and that just fucks with the ult even more.
It does. If he uses it right, though, it can be really powerful. But
Yeah.
that being said, Missile Prop is better for Dubu than Stagger Swagger. However, here's why we take Stagger Swagger. None of them want Missile Prop.
Yeah.
This leaves Asher with Explo, ew. Chrono, ew. Aerials, ew. Missile Prop, I guess. It doesn't actually hurt me. But if Asher gets Stagger Swagger, she's happy. This draft should have been very cooked for their team. It should have been, this guy gets Aerials. This guy should have took Stagger Swagger, but as soon as he didn't, he should never have gotten it. And then he'd have been forced between these three. So that is why, even though again, for Dubu, this is probably A+ in a vacuum. You go Stagger here.
It's about forcing your opponent to take a very awkward step.
Exactly. And a Juno, if they're really good, will actually like Missile Prop on this map a lot. But if they're not, it's going to be a huge debuff to them, so they're not going to take it. But
So what sort of plays do you think that enables? Because the way
yes,
I think about it is being able to like cover the opposite side of the opposite speed lane. Basically, you can just launch your primary down to the bottom lane to be cut that off.
oh, you're thinking like a bitch. No. What it
Oh,
does,
you're thinking to kill.
not
You're
even, well,
thinking
to
about
kill is
sniping.
nice. Yeah, you can use it for killing. It's better for killing. But another thing you can do with it is you can just like yeet a slime downtown, pass to the slime, and then shoot anywhere.
Okay. So you're thinking of primary, secondary combos.
Yeah. Typically, you
Or
don't
not,
even need
secondary
for a
isn't
lot of
even.
people.
Yeah, I was like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too hard. You don't even need to do that.
Again, this guy should be mid, top,
But yeah,
bot. Oops.
You're saying using your primary as a fourth teammate to pass to get around people.
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
It just opens a lot of options, but it's
Well,
hard
because
to use.
I play her when I solo queue, and I've been told to avoid it, but like I can think of uses for it.
I
It has uses.
personally hate taking Missile Prop on Juno because I feel like every time I use a slime, it's just going way further than I want it to, and it just hits a wall and
Yep.
is stuck there.
I'm very rarely aiming for dead space like that unless I'm specifically trying to cut off a passing lane. So her like range
Exactly. So the
isn't
beauty
like
of
too
Juno,
much of a concern for me.
yeah, the beauty of Juno is on offense. If you need to cover a lane, you're just gonna hit the wall anyway. Doesn't matter how far or close you are. And that's where you want the slime to go. So like, let's say, I don't know, random situation. We've got like a Dubu here, and then Kai's over here, and there's like a Kazan doing shit, and Asher's like here looking for a strike shot opportunity, and Rasmus is like, I don't know, dude, I'm scared. I'm just gonna be in the way of this pass, right? And then Juno goes here. She strikes it here, walks forward, and if Dubu tries to clear back, she uses a primary here and passes to herself. And now we've got a 2v1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is how you use Juno Slime to cover space. You use it at walls anyway, and Missile Prop is not going to affect that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only time it's going to affect it is like open space. Because like normally it would go to here, it's going to go to like here.
Yeah,
So.
I'm usually not using that ability just to like plop a slime down in a dead space spot like that.
Typically not, no. You're using it to hit stun people or kill them or to shove it through a lane or to cover behind yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not near as bad as people think it is, but it does
No,
require
I always
knowledge.
thought about that argument being kind of weird with people basically making the same argument for like Rasmus Hook. I'm like, with Rasmus Hook, I get it.
Mhm.
It's a far more like, I don't want to say valuable, but expensive tool to like misplace like that.
It is. The other reason why people don't like Missile Prop on Juno that we haven't brought up that is very important, her ult is no longer useful, like ever.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it makes
So-
them fall slower
Yeah, the you might not know this.
or
The
from
speed at
further
which
up.
the Juno blobs fall from her ult is based on her range.
Yeah. It's a projectile
That's-
technically, so they start higher up.
Yes,
Oh.
it's a psychotic aspect of the game's code. Doesn't make any sense.
It's a feature
That's
though.
just
It's
how
a
it works.
feature.
Well, no, because she does technically launch a slime into the air. I just never thought that animation actually mattered
Yeah.
and
Yep.
got factored in that
Yeah,
way.
it
I
does.
thought it was just dead animation.
Nope.
I thought it was startup.
It actually
Oh my
matters.
god, they
It's also
calculate the
why-
range on that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, if you have like aerials or siege machine, you'll notice it.
Well, because I take aerials frequently on her. I like aerials.
Oh, I love
of
aerials.
all the Dash Awakenings.
Yeah, it's my
for her.
favorite one.
People really like aerials. I am one of the few Junos who that's not my favorite thing in the world, but most people like aerials a lot, and I won't deny it's good.
I mean, I'm not sad with any of the Dash Awakenings with
Yeah,
her.
just aerials is the best one.
Oh yeah, it is the best one of the
Like
dashes.
Chrono Boost is the one that makes me sad, where I like, it's a consolation prize.
I mean, it's not really any worse than Surge.
Ramen, your pathing is something I want to talk about a lot.
Okay.
It's too aggro.
Yeah.
This is like, it's too committed. You can just walk up, and then turn.
Mhm.
That way it can't get by you while you're transitioning.
Yeah.
But if you're committed like this and wet isn't a noob, then that's a barrier.
Okay.
It's gonna get there before you can. But if you go straight up, like when you were here and you just go straight up, you will get there in time.
Yeah.
So basically, unless he's looking for a scoring play where he needs that direct line, just always straight up
Yeah.
and down when you're switching field.
Exactly. And then this, you guys kind of just got to work on defensive passing, which is not rare. Like that's like every
Yeah.
team's got to work on that pretty much. You should have just threw it at Rasmus, forced the Kazan hook, stayed back, and then won the strike war and go to Ramen. That's what ideal play looks like. Because again, Mr. Flambeau is not involved. So we can isolate this guy and win. And you're almost in the perfect spot, so good. And I like that you're here for the out clear. You could be tighter though, like you could be
Yeah,
here.
I started going up for the
in case something
orb.
happens. I don't hate that either. I would too. I trust my team to handle this. It
Well,
sounds
and
scary.
I wonder, does Ramen react to Mew rolling?
No, I don't. I get the
No,
orb.
he full commits.
To be fair,
It
had
worked
he
out.
reacted at that point, it's too late. It's
Yeah.
better to get the orb.
Yeah.
This is more speed. Like, had he just stopped right here and then ran back, it would be slower than him getting the orb and running back.
True.
So, I don't hate it. They're good dribbles.
Oh,
I think the primary was bad though.
I should have gone straight and then had him pass into it or something.
Actually, I know the primary is bad
Yeah.
because I'm looking at this.
No,
I'll be honest,
I
Moon,
ended up just hitting it back into the Asher, but
every time I'm trying to coach you, I'm thinking in my head because I've played at least 100 games with Carmine at this point.
okay.
I'm like, what
What
would
would
Carmine,
Carmine
do
do?
here? And I know for a fact, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that he's primarying this corner.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that because that thought occurs to me. It's something I do, or I was specifically practicing earlier this week with Kazan. Just being able to dribble, burning through his abilities to bait shit,
Yep.
or just to ram through, like, because I just needed to get that combo down. But it kind of opened my eyes to, oh right, I can do this with other characters,
You could do it with every
and it's
character.
a lot easier with a lot of other characters.
It is.
I mean, as a forward myself, I see him having two options to do here early.
What's the other option you see, Twinkle?
He could just dribble, wait patiently, and just hit the
Yeah.
angle down. Or like,
Yeah. I
he
agree.
could
He
still
doesn't
wait,
have to primary.
strike in primary. That's another option.
But if Carmine were to use primary, it wouldn't be on the goalie. It would be right here, just to keep the core here longer. Then when it comes
Mhm.
back at him, Asher's primary's gone, and he can kind of play the mind game of like bounce to himself,
Top
walk
or
forward,
bottom,
and
yeah.
then top or bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
Carmine type fit.
Force
Yes.
like the next ability out of Asher.
exactly. Force Asher to respond and then shoot where she isn't. But yeah, as Twinkle said, you don't even have to use primary. This dribble, oh
No,
god,
I was hoping
fine.
I could displace or kill, like if they walk too far back, and then shoot around them.
True, I wouldn't
Unfortunately,
bank on a kill
primary.
here, even though you
No,
are right.
it's like
No
there's
goalie
better
block.
options
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, no, and like what you suggested is the better option, but just to explain my thought process there.
I got you. It makes sense. And using the primary
Yeah.
on the goalie is usually what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't hate the
Not
idea.
here. Oh god. Okay. The other reason why this is so bad is because we're fully committed to this offense. If for any reason we lose this core, it's a goal. Dubu can't really do a whole lot in open space against Kazan with that much time. It's just not going to happen. And although Kazan doesn't really do anything flashy here, he literally has the perfect setup. Like, you can't ask for much better than this. The
No,
core is
it's like
slowly
if I'm
traveling
Kazan,
right at him.
this is my happiest day.
Yep. And we're in watercolors now, apparently, but whatever. There's the hook and the goal. Nothing you can do about that. He shouldn't have logged, obviously. He should have just walked at Kazan. Like, real talk, Mew should probably just be walking at this guy and forcing him to shoot sooner. Even though it leaves, like, the entire net open, then he can log whichever way Kazan tries to go and just try to read it. Because if he stays in the net, the other alternative is he waits way on the goal line and then logs up or down and tries to cover the other.
It's a Hail Mary that regardless, yeah.
Yep. So forcing that interaction sooner is better because it gives Kazan less time to play.
Okay.
But even still, I mean, the log isn't a horrible idea. It's just very poorly timed.
Well, and I wonder, do you maybe log if you're going to do that log? Do you try to put it more straight at Kazan so he can't just like he does hook
Yes.
around it, and it's just
So
in his face and he has to dribble?
if you're gonna do the log, you walk up and you just log at him. You force him to do some dribbles. But even then, like this, just for the record, should be a 0% save. Like, it shouldn't be savable. I'm just saying what you could have done to try to mitigate it.
Yeah.
But, like, if this was the best Dubu and the best Kazan in the world, Kazan's winning this 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
He just has too many options.
I mean, because I think in that scenario, what I do is I just dribble down and react to the goalie's movement and decide what I want to do at that point with all of my cooldowns up, presumably.
Oh, as Kazan? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. As soon as Dubu
I'm
logs,
like,
that's when you
I'm like,
dribble.
I was really surprised at the, oh, you're just gonna hook around that log? Okay, that's bold.
Yeah, it is. But he
Especially
timed it well.
presuming that Dubu doesn't continue to walk up behind it or anything like that. Like, I want to guarantee that goal more.
I was gonna say, oh, is this guy on pauldrons?
I doubt it. I think he's on mom
Absolutely
boots.
not.
Mom boots?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom boots is acceptable. I would recommend strike shot for exactly those situations. But
Don't need to tell him twice.
why?
You just
He
made his day.
loves strike shot.
Oh, okay. Well, strike shot's phenomenal.
Well, maybe.
You should see
maybe with
another
other
game
players.
in his hands. I'm sorry, Mew. We love you, dude. We believe in you. You can get your strike shots on point.
He uses them preemptively way too much, and then ends up whiffing, and then it
Or
just rolls
in
right past
interactions
him.
he doesn't need to. Yeah.
Or
Yep,
yeah, like
this
the
is a
core will be
good-
going to him, and he'll strike shot it, and then
Like
whiff,
he
and then
would
it'll just roll
strike
through
shot
and go
now
in.
to try and strike war Kazan getting it in the first place instead
That's
of
bad.
yeah.
So I'm gonna run through it frame by frame just to try to give some strike shot coaching here. First of all, you don't log. You don't need to. You have strike shot. You're gonna use that instead. It's faster. No wind up. And you're gonna wait for Kazan to make a move. So as the core's traveling with him, you're just gonna walk at him. And if he tries to dribble, you're gonna strike shot the dribble. And if he hooks it back, that's when you log at the motherfucker. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
So-
think that actually makes it like a much more
With
I mean,
strike shot,
from zero. Like that's
this
a
is savable.
this is a decent chance. Yeah.
I would say it becomes. I'm trying to think of how to quantify
10 to
it.
20%.
I would say like 30%.
Really?
You still have to
Okay.
outplay the Kazan, but it's very
Sure.
doable. And like,
You have the tools at least at that point.
if this was a NASL tier strike shot goalie, I would expect them to win it, to be honest. And Kazan would have to stall.
Just because they got them huge brains.
Kind of. Like, Ron's reaction time is absurd. And when he has strike shot, it just gives him more options. Like, if Kazan were to try to shoot here, he would just strike shot it easily. If Kazan were to walk forward and then shoot here, he'd still just strike shot it easily. But
'Cause
he's kind of
just that
goated.
guy.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. All right.
Which is why I said 30% is more realistic. Because in, like, NASL tier, the odds are in Dubu's favor.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
That's why strike shot is so oppressive. Because in a one-on-one, there's no better tool for the goalie to have. It isn't. It's better than pauldrons even. And I'm a huge pauldrons enjoyer. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
shooting down.
Not only that, you guys gotta make sure things can't go along outside walls. So Moon, you're already committed to this top side. This wall is your responsibility for now.
Okay.
So you need to angle in a way that the core can't go above you. It can go below you, but then Ramen catches it.
That's Ramen's job at that point. Gotcha.
So all you got to worry about is this. And if you guys
Oh.
start dividing the labor like that, it's going to make the game so much easier. But instead, you both try to like do everything, and nobody does anything.
Oh,
Okay.
I still swear I won that interaction. It's
So-
sad.
This strike's fine. The hook is bad. Don't
Yeah.
like it. But that's whatever.
No, if
You should
anything,
just
if
win.
I'm
I
gonna
think
throw a
it's
hook, I should throw it
okay.
just straight at
It's
her.
not the
shouldn't I?
worst, but it's not like
Yeah,
it's not necessary. It's not
It's
even
not
a
really-
great hook.
yeah, it's not good, but it's okay, I would say.
So what you can do is you can actually just like walk on this Asher and then hook backwards if she tries to go through you.
Okay.
And then it's coming at you at red core speed. And you're
Yeah.
just gonna make shit happen with that. And if you're Carmine and you're psychotic, this is what you do. Hook, core goes through you, it goes back to you. You're gonna yeet it to this Kai. And then the Kai is
And
gonna
hope he
score.
reacts.
Yes.
Hey, I always react to your flip passes to me, so
You know what? You do. But at the same time, I also treat those differently. I never flip Instapass. I always give a second for like you to, like it's for me to process as well, but it's also consciously for you to process. Like, hey, there's a chance this is coming to you.
dude, I had one guy in solo queue who flipped, did the pass emote, and then passed it.
That is funny.
That is awesome. I love that.
So this right here, right? The reason I'm pointing it out real quick is because even in a vacuum, right? Let's say worst case scenario, Ramen's not ready for the pass, which is honestly pretty likely. It's a hard
'Cause
pass to
his-
catch, right?
Barrage is going will slow it down, most likely.
Nah, not even the
By
barrage.
then, the barrage is done.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the barrage. It's gone
Hmm.
by now. No, which by the way, that's why you should say barrage. But anywho, this barrage does nothing. Also,
I was doing that to cut off the pass to the Juno.
Ooh, you didn't
The-
cut off shit. That's not cutting off anything. This barrage is meaningless. It's too far away. Sorry. Because like these
You
pellets
can't
are gonna
have that.
land like here
Yeah.
at best while you're walking forward, and this is still. Oh god. This is still. Oh god. This is still a super easy angle.
Yeah.
So you're not actually defending anything in this barrage. But that's another story. The reason I said even though let's say Ramen doesn't catch this. Worst case scenario, it goes by him to bot side here, where we have two
And he
people
has a
converging
second
on the Juno.
chance. Oh, or that.
Yeah, it's going to bounce back up. Juno's likely going to catch it. Let's be real. I don't think he's going to get a second chance here, but he will down here.
Yeah.
And that's where the battle is going to happen.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's why I'd
No,
say
I hear
hooking
you.
backwards is actually pretty good here. It forces Asher to go this way, and that makes it very easy for your team to play into. Because, like,
Yeah.
Dubu can push up to, like, here. Kai can walk over to here. You're over here. The core's down here. Kazan's scrambling. Asher's scrambling. Juno's just, like, desperately trying to keep it here. And then looking for an outlet. So.
Nope. Yep. It's just a better hook. I hear you.
Something to keep in mind. One of those rare situations where I would say hooking backwards is optimal. Not just okay, but optimal.
Yeah. No. I hear that. Good God, you have not
Oh.
flipped yet. You scare the ever
Yeah,
living
you
shit
should be
out of me.
dead. You should very much be dead.
If I'm playing
right
against
here-
you, Ramen, I have been focused on killing you for the last 30 seconds.
Right here, you should already be evading.
Okay.
Because Juno Slimes are going to hurt a lot, and Kazan is already here.
Yeah.
You're dead if you don't evade right now. You should strike core down, evade instantly.
Yeah.
Then we strike core at them. We don't evade. We eat 2 more slimes for fun. Kazan decides not to kill you for some reason. Now he's coming back. And that was a good dodge of the hook, but
Never
you
even
shouldn't be
staggered.
alive. Yeah, you should not be alive. With the Orb Dancer proc. Also, not following this up with Giga is criminally insane. Like, this is good. Back up, Giga.
Okay.
You might even kill her if Rasmus follows up. Okay, the Dubu log takes our strike ore for us. We gotta stop these logs. I hate these logs.
Oh,
Logs are
my
a defensive tool. Nice saves. Good save. Like, Mew, when you're watching this recording, I'm speaking directly to you here, buddy. I know you have the reaction time to play Dubu properly. I'm seeing it in some of these plays. Like, look at this dash. Look at that. That's so good. Good job, buddy. We need to use log like that. Because if you do, you're going to have way more control over the core.
I expected him to shoot, and I was gonna try to follow it up and maybe get a kill or something.
I'm
Oh,
just so
fuck,
sad
that
because of
was
how
so
free. I
funny.
think I even said in the moment too after this happened, like I passed you so much
funny.
here. I'm like, I have no shot.
The
I do
funny
not
thing
see a
here
shot here.
is
Well, that was
Giga
why I
Asher, she
gigged.
dies. Asher's dead to Giga here, by the way.
Yeah, I was worried if I did that, it was gonna save the core from going in.
Oh, fuck that. Who
But-
cares? Take the KO. But
That's on me at that point for having put it right on top of Asher.
Exactly. But anyway, in this, because you're so spaced out, I would be assuming a pass as well.
Okay.
There's nothing to intercept it. And you can even like go further down. Like I'd actually be walking down here. Try and encourage the pass more and give myself a tighter angle at the goal.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. But this happens, which is hilarious. Again, Wet would be dead.
Yeah.
Dead. We already
Yeah.
know this guy doesn't evade clear. And instead, we
It's
Giga to the
Juno.
right of
It's
Juno.
Juno.
Had we hit to the left, they'd be dead too. And Juno gets flip off it because they have Catalyst for free as 4th pick in the second set. That's a lot of funny shit that happened at once. And none of it was intentional by Mr. Flambo. This Giga hits here, Juno dies.
Yeah.
We Giga Asher anywhere in the semicircle, she dies.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Okay, it worked out. Mr. Flambo's a noob. Okay. Stay in this passing lane. You're the one closer to it. Kind of back up. You see what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't remember if I had hookup and was looking for a kill on the now staggered Kazan.
That'd be pretty sick.
Because I think that's what I was even calling for as I was trying to. I was so sad when we lost the goal because that's what I was fishing for. That's
You know what
why I
the funny
primaried. It
thing?
wasn't for core control. I saw he's got one hit. We just hit him.
You hook right now. He's dead. And I know that
Yeah.
sounds hilarious, but he's gonna go like this.
That would be fun to watch.
Yes. I died to Muffin Koi's fucking Rasmus the other day, where I was staggered by his hook in Night Market at the speed lane. It bounced me off the middle of the speed lane all the way to the outside corner and killed me with no power awakenings
Holy shit.
because I
I
bounced
mean,
off a wall.
I mean, that's crazy.
So you can use terrain like that with Rasmus Hook and some
Oh, I
fucking
know.
whack shit happen.
I think people sleep on hooking on AtLab.
Yeah, they do.
It's budget IMEs. It's like, dude, you see somebody half health, you just hook them into the fucking gravity well. Bye. Have a nice day.
I will tell you, at higher elo, people don't sleep on it. It's very,
Oh,
very well known.
oh, sure. I imagine. I'm always surprised people sleep on it at this rank because it just
Yeah.
it's so easy and I don't know. It looks like IMEs app.
Nice.
Just do it.
True. Okay, I like this. That was good midfielding, by the way, Roman.
Thank you.
Everything in this play was pretty good.
That
Barrage was
wasn't-
horrible.
Yeah. No, I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware.
So, I'm actually barraging. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to barrage here.
Yeah.
And if it goes in, that's great. I'm actually looking for it to go here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just, like, free. That hook is psychotic. Why did this work? I mean, that's just crazy.
I mean, I think it was an attempt to just hit stun the very scary core flip I was looking at, and I just missed it, and then it just worked out. I don't know why he didn't flip to
He
begin
should have
with.
flipped. Yeah.
Because I see that hook, I flip, I walk into it, and I go take my flip reward.
Yeah, exactly. No, he definitely should have flipped. Nice goal.
Thanks.
Great shot.
But yeah, I just didn't like where he was headed, and I'm like, I'll just pull him back a few, save us a little bit of space.
Yeah.
And missed the hook, and it turned into way more.
Love seeing you guys have to rotate at the start every time. Like, 1 second to spare. You're like, oh shit, Rasmus should be mid.
It's because it's not muscle memory yet. It's not
It's chill.
completely
It's
habit.
so chill. It happens in Pro League solo queue games. I do not mind. Oh, it's almost really cool. You know, it would have made it really cooler.
A Giga to hit stun
Yes.
it, put it through.
Right here.
At
Giga
Asher or at the
here.
core? Okay.
Yep, just at the core.
Okay.
Asher
Anything at
has
the
to go to
top,
the core, yeah.
It's not gonna do anything. So
Well, I was thinking to
Rasmus
hit
will
stun
be-
the Asher with it or to redirect the core again and like.
So the reason you
The
don't
core
hit
is a
stun Asher
guaranteed
here,
interaction.
and not even that. Normally I would say hit stun
Oh.
the Asher. The reason not here is because your model, when it made sense to hit stun Asher, I'll show you.
I
Right
would
here.
have hit the Juno.
You would have hit the Juno.
Yeah.
That's why you want to go for core here.
Okay.
The other option is just keep walking to the right
Mm-hmm.
and then using Barrage to trap it,
Yeah. Okay.
which I think you do here, kinda. I
I'll
don't
use
like
the
it.
Giga.
Giga instead.
Giga was bad. You also use Barrage for pushing.
Yeah, I
too
was like,
much.
Barrage came up after?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
you
had
had
Barrage
both a
already.
moment ago. No, but that's
No,
what I
I
mean.
used it
Yeah,
after.
okay, he used Barrage second, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like barraging towards the goalie most of the time, especially in Asher.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to use barrage right here. Trap this core and get a sick pass
Oh,
angle for
okay.
Asher.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. And then if Asher flips, I'm gigging right at her.
Mhm.
And then it doesn't matter what happens, the core's going in this direction somewhere. From the Giga.
Well, unless she waits out the if she
If
doesn't
she waits out the
insta-flip.
Giga, more play to her, or more power to her. But
Yeah.
most people are not going to because that's a very scary situation. And the longer she waits, the easier it is for Rasmus to set up. And I would wager to say, had you guys scored that point, there's a good chance you could have won the set. It would have been very much in your favor versus theirs. Okay, double orb.
Yeah.
That's rough. Why do I think Mr. Flamba takes hot shot? Okay, good.
He actually, I don't think he has Dancer.
Yeah,
I'm
he
pretty sure
doesn't
has
have
Siege
an
Machine.
orb. Yep.
It's still worth it to deny you, because you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
But it's not like he has double orbs.
What do we take here? Why isn't it fucking ad rush? Noob. Anyway. Orb Ponderer, obviously. Good. Hot shot? No.
I wasn't really sure what to take here.
So the only reason you would take Hot Shot is to deny this guy, but like Twin Drive is also exceptional, as is
Yeah.
Ad Rush on Kazan.
Yeah.
They like both quite a bit, and Reverb even. He just has too many options. If he wants Hot Shot, he can have it. I don't give a fuck. You as Kai, you want Twin Drive,
Okay.
or
That
you want
was,
Cast
I think
Blast.
Twin was my other thought there. I guess I don't really know why I picked Hotshot.
Flip flop.
I was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I very much thought Hot Shot would go through and that would end up being the thing I would probably take because I figured you would take Twin or CTL, but Twin made more sense to me. That would have been my pick.
I honestly think it goes 1, 2, 3.
You think Kazan goes Reverb over Hot Shot?
I think he does. Yeah.
Really?
Cooldown
Because
reduction's pretty good.
yeah, but Hot Shot is
Hot Shot's
cooldown
really
reduction
good.
and
It
red core.
could be either way. Both could happen. I could see it, and honestly, I'd be okay with either. If the Kazan was on my team, like I wouldn't care which of these they take.
Yeah.
They're both very good. But either way, so we'll just say 3, 3, 1. 4, this is fine. And then Asher is going to get one of these two. And
Sure,
that's going to
whatever
leave
Kazan
Rasmus
didn't
with the
take.
same 3.
Okay.
Castellast is okay because of your secondary, but I don't think you have any other Dash Awakenings, and we're in set 5. Not that great. Usually as Rasmus, if you're getting value off this from a raw secondary with no other upgrades, you're playing him wrong.
Sure.
And that's the reason I say it's not that great. Ad
Okay.
Rush,
So
shorter
just
cooldown.
Ad Rush for the CDR.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Shorter
was
cooldown.
yeah. I was not. I had completely written off Prize Fighter. I'm like, I don't have anything that's like building into Prize Fighter. I don't like power isn't gonna suddenly enable a whole bunch of kills for me. So like, that's not the play.
I have a
Prize
question on
Fighter's
that
also
draft,
really good
though.
for red core. Yeah, I'll go back to it in a sec. I wanted to see if someone holds tab. Hold tab, noobs. Fuck. Okay.
I spam that shit. I feel so bad. I'm like, cause I'm tabbing in this to see if there's anything I need to counterpick.
I feel okay. First of all, I feel like I've done a better job at it just in this week, just pressing tab between when we're playing. But those aren't recorded games, so. But I have been
as
doing.
we're waiting for the draft
Oh,
transition.
I
I am
have been
old,
doing
Mitch.
better about pressing tab this week just while playing. But anyway,
That's good.
in the event that Asher and Kazan were swapped here, is there any sort of argument for me taking team player so that Asher doesn't get it, and because it's Oni Village and team player is just good for core speed?
Yeah, I would say there is.
Okay.
There's definitely a good reason for Kai to take team player to prevent their goalie from getting it.
Yeah.
Our goalie's gonna get it no matter what.
Yeah, that's why I left it up. But if Asher was ahead of our Dubu.
could have taken team player. And team player on Kazan, even as brawler, is really scary if they're good.
Okay.
So there's. The more I look at it, this is probably number 2 actually.
So how
One of these.
do you? Why is it so good for Kazan?
He's red
Oh,
cores on
because
Because
of his
I'm.
strike.
close
Is
strike.
there? Say again.
Yeah, his close strike has more power,
Yeah.
and it red cores. So he can red core team player pass.
Oh, does it not for everybody? I thought it did for
No,
everyone. I didn't think that was a
that's a
Kazan
Kazan thing.
exclusive.
If he's in
In
overtime, that's
Ah.
overtime, it red
Yep.
cores for everybody, but in normal time, it red cores for Kazan. In
Because I
seems
know,
for
close
yeah, I
form.
mean, like,
like
I know his closed strike, like, can enable red core very quickly, like, with
yes.
one awakening in multiple cases, like, 1-2 is a classic setup,
So if he had
hot
hot
shot,
shot in overtime, that's red core as well.
which
All the
is why,
time.
like, having hot shot over reverb is it does more for him, in my opinion, in that sense. Um,
It doesn't or
if
doesn't.
if I had big fish, I would go reverb probably.
Yeah,
Because then I've
I get
got a
what you're
little
saying.
stagger to feed into it. But if I don't, I like
Oh no,
reverb
that part
is a
doesn't matter.
nice backup pick, but
That is such a common misconception. Stacking stagger is very irrelevant. So like, the only reason you stack
the
stagger is
bonus
for
you
the
get out of it,
stagger. Yes, it's
okay,
so minimal because think about it. This is like, let's say 15% probably for Kazan, if I had to guess. Right,
okay,
15% CDR. When you get big fish with it, that goes to like 16,
yeah,
maybe 17.
okay,
It's so minimal. Don't think about it like that. Think about it more like the raw value it gives you, because you have way more stagger base, even Kazan at level 10, than you would get from stacking 2 stagger items. Right? You'd have like, I don't know, 1300 base stagger probably, somewhere around there, maybe a little less.
okay,
That's more than 350. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So when you see these numbers, it's more from your base stagger than it is other items, except during stagger rotations where there's like 4 or 5 stagger
yeah,
items.
where you can get Exodia and go
Yep.
fucking ape shit.
That's when you notice it. But when there's only like 2 stagger items in the rotation, it's not relevant to get like reverb because you have big fish.
No, that's my point in bringing that up was just in that scenario. If Kazan already had big fish, I see more of an argument for reverb over hot shot.
Um,
Without it, I prefer hot shot.
Hot shot's definitely very good. I would not be upset
If
at a Kazan
if
pick
if
Hot Shot.
if if as Kazan I'm struggling to stay alive, I'm looking at reverb all day.
Yes.
Like, so yeah, it's a nuanced situational thing.
But
It,
yeah, no, those are good
big
questions.
shocker. It depends at the end of the
It,
day.
it does. And this draft is not super obvious as to who should take what, to be honest.
Yeah.
I will say, though, it's definitely not this.
Yeah,
for
I
Kai.
wasn't happy with that when I took it. I just didn't really know what else I wanted to take. But yeah, I think Twin was definitely the pick.
Yeah, because even if Kazan doesn't get Hot Shot, he's very happy with this. He's happy with this.
Yeah.
Hell, he's happy with this. It's too many choices. So Kai just has to take something that benefits himself. And it's not like Kazan getting Hot Shot loses the game on the spot.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't hate that Giga to maintain possession, actually. Even though it didn't really do a whole lot, it was a mid Giga.
It was
It was still
more.
fine.
I was expecting the core to go through to Asher, and then I was gonna try to hit stun her with the core.
Wait, really? You thought? Okay, hang on. Now we're gonna go
I
back. That's a
think.
coachable moment. There was
Like
no
right
world this was
there,
gonna
I
do
didn't think I didn't expect the Kazan to hit that.
There's no way he doesn't. Especially with size. He's got built different. We don't know that because you never hold tab in any sets, but I know that. Um,
Damn.
sorry. It's a pet peeve of mine when I'm coaching and I don't get tab every set. Makes it easier to point out things. I remember most of
God.
the awakenings everyone has, but I don't remember all of them.
Those fucking logs, man.
Yeah, these logs are very premature.
Actually make
That
it
was a
harder for
very
us
good
to
log.
navigate. Which
This
one?
log was good, by the way, Mew. I want to point out, that is a good use of log. Even though it was a little early, it did hit stun the Kazan from doing anything, and then you have the clear. It's kind of crazy you saved this, actually.
That is, yeah. From the fucking Juno primary.
Yeah. Stop barraging at the Asher. It's not going to work, noob. Sorry, that was my inner Carmine talking.
Yeah, barrage at the wall and then pass up to the moon again. Or like
Yeah,
at
but
the
like the way you
goal
dribbled
gate.
this, the core's already ahead of you,
Yeah.
so you got to dribble it differently. And I'm trying to think of how I would dribble it differently. Hang on, I got to watch that play again.
Keep it lower and try to pin it just above the bottom corner.
Ah, here's how I would have done it. I would have struck straight down, barrage straight down, struck like this, and walked up with it.
Okay.
That's how I would have slowed it down. I would have slowed it down on this wall instead of this one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other option is you can barrage it into this corner, which is fine. And then from this corner, you'll notice it opens up passing
Yeah.
angles, even though I can't draw.
Yeah.
You can go like all sorts of different places.
Yeah.
So that might even be better. But I'll tell you at a glance, I would have just dribbled it off the bottom wall. Dog. Wall. Okay. Now what? Okay. You're a noob. Get evade. Unstoppable ain't gonna save you from Kazan. You're dead. Dead. Hit the evade button. Unstoppable gives you the window to evade this.
I know. I think I got... No, I even started a primary, so
Yeah.
maybe I
You
locked myself out of evade.
just
Once
decided you were dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here you gotta flip.
Yeah. I was locked in the animation when I wanted to flip, and then I wasn't expecting it to not flip.
You're
So-
walking right now.
You ready to see what I would do here? And this is where we differ greatly. I'm gonna walk forward, strike the core forward. After I Giga the Juno, then as the core's going forward, I'm gonna flip and kill the Juno and score. Like, I'm seeing this. You don't get to play the game. You're not here. It's me versus you. This is a one-on-one, and they have no
so,
evade.
so you're 1-2ing him with Giga Flip and
Yes.
then going back and punching into the large opening. Okay.
Yes.
I like it. I have tried and failed something similar.
I actually picked that up from Vaughn. I saw him do it on Amy a lot, so I started doing it. Where he would
I think
flip to freeze the core, and then he would just dash at people and kill them. And then he'd walk back and get the core.
yeah, no, I very much I remember we got coached on that game where I tried that. I didn't can't remember if I got the kill or not, but I think
It's
I was
more of
playing
like
X. I think I did
how do I say
an
this?
X
It's like a
dash.
situational thing.
It is. It is, and I've only tried it I think one time.
But one thing again, and this is just kind of the difference as you get better at the game. Anytime someone has used flip, they no longer have evade, which means the whole enemy team is now killing them. That's just gameplay in Omega Strikers. Like,
Sure,
when
flip
you use flip,
flip
you
is a
forfeit your
bullseye
life.
on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone just kind of intuitively knows this. So it doesn't need to be discussed. Like, everyone just gets it. And you'll reach that point the more you play. But I want you to start looking for that. Because if someone has no
I should
evade,
just
they're dead.
fucking pass back, Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I should go back. Sorry, this should be a lesson more on passing than anything. I keep getting
No,
nitpicky.
I mean, yeah, I just played ping pong with Asher for like 3 minutes.
So this is fine. Here's where you should look for the pass. And honestly, it's crazy. I'm going the Dubu.
That's not going to be an option here in a sec.
Oh, I guess this guy's Orb Dancer. He's very fast.
Well, no, it's not. Oh, okay. The orb, those were disappearing. I thought they were just appearing. I'm like the Dubu logs, or Dubu wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You're right. You're right.
That's how we play it. Reason being is back to our first coaching session. Remember this little line, guys?
Yeah.
We got 2 top, 1 bot. We push bot. That's simple. Even though this guy isn't really committed, like he can get to bot, it's just more awkward for them to rotate.
Yeah.
And then if they all do rotate properly, we just go back to
Well,
Dubu
it
again.
forces them to move, which is where a mistake can happen, which opens up opportunities.
Exactly, but more importantly than that, even believe it or not, is it gives Dubu time to walk up to here. And now
Okay.
we've got plays. Because we can rotate the core much faster, and they're forced on a very defensive position of like this versus our like triangle. See what I'm saying?
Might I suggest X's and O's?
Nope, I refuse.
Okay.
Here, you know, these are purple.
I'll just I was like, I'll just assume that the enemy is
There you go. They're
some
purple
of those. Appreciate it.
or pink, whatever color that is.
Magenta.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Point being is you can see we get our triangle offense,
Yeah.
and they are staggered. So if we can just do this, run our sets, one of them commits bot like this, we just get it back top side, and we push top.
Yeah, isolate a single goalie and just push him in.
Exactly. But if we play ping pong,
Understood. Yeah. Then we do silly ping pong and get nothing done.
like it was a decent attempt, all things considered, but you're relying on gapping them.
Yeah. And why do all that work when you don't have to?
Yeah. The thing about OS, and people aren't going to like to hear this, you almost never have to gap them. The reason the best are the best isn't because they're just turbo gapping people all the time. It's because they literally don't do it unless
Set
they
up
have to.
plays that they don't have to.
Yeah. And so they have a higher success rate. Okay.
I gave him top lane.
Yep. Did that thing.
Yeah.
Thing where we gave the outside wall. Like,
Yeah, there's no reason to walk down like that.
yes, but I'm going to illustrate it anyway to make it really clear, especially because Mew's going to watch this VOD. Right here. You can take your hand off the keyboard right now.
It was never on it in the first place.
Good. You're in the right spot. This is good. This is fine. You can walk a little forward if you want, but
I
that opens up
understand.
more angles.
Thank you, Moon.
I get you now. That's all right. I'm gonna pretend I don't get you. Anywho, if if he strikes top, that's scary. If he strikes directly at you, you can catch it.
Yeah.
If he tries to go like over here, who cares?
Yeah.
No threats. Even if he goes for like God's toughest.
Like a super
Barrier.
shallow, deep barrier hit, like it just goes to Mew anyway.
You're just gonna catch it.
Yeah.
And Mew could maybe catch it, but like Kai absolutely catches
Yeah.
that time. So that's why we just make sure it doesn't go along the top. But then we overcommit bot, it gets top, barriers down. And he didn't really have to burn much for it, just took. So the core remained his. There's a lot he could have done.
I should have passed that.
And you'll notice the enemy team makes the exact same mistake, and Moon capitalizes. The exact same mistake. Wet didn't hold the outside wall, Moon
Yeah.
gets it and gets both.
I should have just passed back up to him instead of dribbling, I think.
Yes. So what you should have done, pass to him here. He passes back to you. Then you strike and barrage bot. The reason for that is it rotates these guys up.
Yeah. And Juno's easier to barrage through than
And
Asher
yeah,
is.
Yes.
Juno is not Asher, yeah.
This is where we want to score. Absolutely.
I even tried to go through the Asher. I tried to dribble up to barrage through Asher for some reason.
That's never gonna work. Oh. Oh.
What a hook.
Yeah, but like,
A little more patience.
no, fuck that. Just score, noob.
Oh, or that,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little more
He
patience.
still has to wait out the slime, but yeah, to do
Yeah.
its fucking shenanigans. But
Wait
I
for
think
the slime to
Juno had
disappear.
gotten there in time. She'd moved
Yeah,
down
did
to
you
block it, but
did you Giga?
no.
No.
Or is that just your? Well, it's just like there's his hook animation ending, but there's something coming from you as well.
The strike.
That's just strike.
Is
Yeah.
that his
Core
strike?
flip strike
Okay.
power. Yeah, it's max
Okay.
power. Okay.
Oh, that was just such a spooky.
Their team have the worst core flips known to man, I guess. Pass, noob.
Yeah. I tried at the end, but there's a slime there.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Pass, noob. Watch this again. Make sure I'm not crazy. Okay, never mind. This guy went for orb.
I was
Yeah, but
like,
then I get
I
dancing,
didn't
I'm
see it. I
faster.
was.
No. You're noob for that one.
That's.
No. Look at how far you're going. No. You would have been here. You'd have been like here. All right, that's not quite true. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's rewind. I'll do
Well,
a
no.
proper
So
drawing.
I think there is a play to be made there, like an argument to be made for Ramen's play, if he takes advantage of the speed and the speed lane. I think he
Well, yeah,
gets
you
the
would get
orb,
the orb,
runs
but-
speed lane, and then I go for a deep pass down there to commit the goalie. That opens up the pass for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
And
have
we
to
just
stay at
go
the
around
very
Asher.
edge of the speed lane. Which, by the way, you guys probably already know this, but you can be like kind of out of the speed lane and still get
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
So you can exploit that like this.
So when running offense, we can stay to the inside of the speed lane.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, that's the outside actually. The inside would be here. Well, no, you're right. This is the outside wall.
Inside,
Yeah.
facing in the field.
Yeah, you're right. It is the
Semantics.
inside.
Anyways.
No, you're correct. I'd be a poor coach if I didn't admit my own faults. One of them being basic
Should've just held
terminology.
there.
Nice.
I think I wasn't even expecting to whiplash there. By the way, I thought Ramen was gonna make a play on it, and he didn't. So I just
Because
like,
the
okay, we'll
whiplash
pop
took
this
it.
again.
Barrage, not a fan.
No,
Not a fan.
not to keep the
No.
possession forward.
No.
'Cause, I mean, that's
So,
going. Well, I guess the wall's coming out at the same time, but
like, it's not the worst barrage. You've done much worse before.
thanks.
Sorry, I
Small
had to do that.
consolation.
The main reason I don't like it is because it's not necessary. Rasmus actually is just going to catch this unless Kazan hooks. And if Kazan hooks, Duba's got wall. It's really not that scary. Without hook, Kazan can't do a whole lot against Dubu. It's kind of his main tool. Juno's there. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Go right to the blob anyway. Ain't gonna do shit. The blob's just gonna AFK hit it into a Duba wall. This whiplash pass.
I
That's
was
so
expecting
much
it to go
power.
forward. I think. Too. I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be strike warring the goalie, and then it went down.
Yeah, without
just
that, I
followed.
think it was going straight to me, and then I could just shoot bottom corner.
Bang.
No, was it?
Yeah.
I don't think whiplash. No, I think the whiplash redirected the angle. I don't think it was coming straight to you.
Something like that. You can Giga here. You can also Giga the goalie and kill them because they're on the line again. You should look for this. This guy likes to be
Yeah.
on the line.
Yeah.
When I see this guy in solo queue, I kill him a lot just for fun.
Okay.
He loves starting the line.
Just for fun.
You should look for a pass here, which is kind of psychotic, I know. But if we can get the core to
No,
Ramen, it's a goal.
I understand. Yeah, I don't have a good shot here for sure. I'm that's a gap play right there. If I win that.
That should not be a barrier. Mew, you got to
You
step
just
further out of the
strike that.
barrier.
I mean, you just strike that even, I think.
You can strike war it, but I don't hate the idea of secondary. The real issue is you use log here for no reason. You can just log at this point and you're good. Because by the time Kazan hits it, your log's just going to catch it. Oof. That kind of popping off. Uh-oh. These ranged logs are not good. They're hurting you, Mia. You gotta stop them. There's 2 logs on the field right now. There should never be 2 logs on the field. That's crazy. That means you're using the log too often. That's 2 now. That's a lot of logs. Starting a lumberjack farm. Like, I don't... If you're gonna log, you gotta log straight up. But even then, I don't think it catches it. You just keep walking.
Wait, is it still 2 weeks to finals?
OSAS, you mean?
Yeah.
The 10th is. So it's a week from Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, they just pinged today,
Oh,
week
Lord.
3. Aren't there 4 weeks?
This is week 4.
Yeah, okay, so they
Is
just
it?
typed it wrong.
Is it UU?
Yeah, because they did
Or Yachi, I
week
mean.
3 last
Yeah,
week. They just
Yachi
yeah,
thought
he
it
just
was week 2 last week.
okay.
No
Well, it
barrage.
says week. Okay.
Barrage ain't doing anything. No reason.
Yeah.
Even if Asher didn't ult here, which she shouldn't have, I don't know what the fuck that is. But even if she didn't, she still has primary, secondary, strike. Like, this ain't doing shit. Backing up's good. Clearing it down's better, but you did it wrong.
Yeah, should have gone off the back wall.
Yes. Yep, right off the backboard. Because we know that Juno with aerials is going to jump.
Yeah.
So, something like that. Bait it out. Then that strike. Sorry, this one's pretty much all on you. This one right here should not have gone there. You should have passed.
Okay.
I would have thought you were gonna say the back angle a second time.
No. They already
Off the
struck.
backboard.
There's no fear of a direct pass here.
Sure. Yeah.
Going off the
Yeah,
backboard
Juno's cooldown.
is a little scary because it gives Juno time to get there. Direct pass is free.
Gotcha.
Although he should do it in the speed line. Like that. Something like that. Reason for that is because you have plenty of time to get there. Hook it,
Mhm.
do stuff.
Yeah.
That strike. Also wrong. One on defense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much always. Because you're never getting through 2 people here. It's not going to happen. I don't care how good you are. Oh my god. What a through ball. No! Good Soren. Okay. I'm not midfield coaching. Focus, noob. I was looking at that and I'm like, man, the goalie really fucked that one up. Say something! Ugh. I gotta train my brain. Log. Bad. Bad log. Stop. No. Stop doing these ranged logs. Quit it. Save them for the defensive interaction.
Like right
And
here
this.
against the slime.
Exactly. You'd beat the slime with a log. That's really where it went wrong. And now this Soren's really good, because if you did anything else, it's a goal. That clear, also, pretty good, not gonna lie. But what you could have done, strike, flip, and then you could have just shot it.
Okay.
Or you could have shot it. You would just
Yeah.
wait and see where Juno goes.
Yeah.
That's a good clear. That's a good save.
I need to
Clear.
keep them
No,
under
no
control
noob.
when they're
Noob,
clearing it
guard
to
the
me.
speed lane. Noob drops. Go up here. Guard
Noob
that.
drops.
Yeah, that's what he called me.
Look at how far down we
No,
are.
I moved out of. Yep, I just gave it to him for free. Like, here you go.
Yep.
You can't have that.
I don't know how that went through my strike, but
This is crazy. I didn't realize we backpassed this. No. Just get it back in the mix because this is scary. We can't go down here. The Kazan is just going to strike war anybody. Boom. And then Robin, even if you got this core, when my goalie does some crazy shit like this, which is going to happen, I'm just hitting it back in the corner. Because going for the cross is not going to work.
even though it's coming off of a strike war on the Kazan.
Yeah, it's not coming off the strike war on the Kazan. He still has
It's
strike.
too big a gamble.
Well, right now he
That's true,
does,
right?
but I didn't strike until after. Like, I waited until he struck to strike.
Okay, but what if he dashes, uses
Yeah.
abilities, finishes it off?
He's got like 4 different abilities that can score from here if you try
Dash,
to clear it
pop,
down.
open primary.
I mean, could he not do the same thing going top?
Not really. Not as easily.
Not
There's
to
2 people.
ram it through, yeah. That's a taller, or if nothing else, it's harder to do that.
It is.
And he's also, if he wants to do that, he has to dash close to the top wall, which means he's susceptible to death too.
So the important thing to keep in mind here about Kazan Ramen is if he's in this position, this is like prime real estate for a Kazan, especially with 1 size upgrade to cover like any angle almost.
Yeah.
So if we try to go for a distance play, like an open space play is what I call these, where there's more open space than the other play, he has the advantage. Especially with Kai, who is not an open space character.
Because if I'm Kazan right here,
Yep.
I'm just gonna let you burn your strike
Yes.
and react.
Exactly.
I will save my dash. Like when you go to clear at bottom, I'm gonna dash strike it, and there's nothing you get to do about it.
And there's no reason
And
for Kazan
I don't have to
strike.
guess.
He could just wait. That's why we just go back in the corner. And if you wait too long, he'll realize you're going to go back in the corner and he'll strike early. But that's why, like, as soon as this core came to you here, you just pass it back through. However, Mew should not have passed to you for the exact same reason. Kazan effectively has this all locked down. There's nothing you guys are going to do.
It's kind of just thinking about Juno's burned most of her cooldowns at this point. Like
Yes.
she'll be easy enough to push through.
This guy still has them.
We've worn her down. Just keep hammering that wall. It's gonna fall.
Exactly. And it's also 2 versus 1 in the strike war. So since she has no cooldowns and Wet's not supporting it, which he should be, he should just be like, I don't care about this barrier. Doesn't matter. He should be supporting the push of Juno. But since he's not doing that, we're going to get it through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think I wish you had the audio. Because in Discord when I saw Mew do that, I'm like, ah! I very much reacted in a negative manner to that.
We could hear it.
No, I don't think he records.
No, I did.
Oh, he does.
Discord
I did,
audio.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh fuck! I was hit away from that. Oh, I can reach that.
Yeah, you kind of chased me up. I was trying to clear down to you.
Well,
so you
I
could
was
get it out.
yeah, I was afraid of them just clearing through you.
Okay.
I guess
You're
I
wrong. You didn't say shit,
Yeah.
dude.
I
Anyway.
just thought it really loudly in my head.
I mean, it's better not to say something, honestly.
Yeah.
Going for the team player pass, in Mew was like, I wish you were down here. This doesn't work. This also gets intercepted by
Yeah.
Kazan.
Yeah.
No world that goes well.
I
Even
think
if you're
it
like
goes
here and we
worse.
do that, that's still going to be a goal.
It goes worse if I'm further down. I
Yes.
think honestly, yeah.
It does. We have to keep it up here. Because we're already in like, what do I want to call this? Desperation territory. Where if this ever goes cross, it's a goal. So we just have to plow it through near side.
And he
There's
even
no other
said
choice.
I was pushing him up. Isn't that like that is what I wanted to do there though, right? because of we're in desperation territory, it's
Yes.
a good thing that I'm crowding up into that corner and
Yeah.
layering a
Let's
third
watch
strike
the
in
play.
there.
So step 1, we remember moon drops gives up the top wall. Sorry, noob drops. This is a good clear. That's where the first mistake happens, is right here. That's mistake 1.
Mm-hmm.
So then let's watch your play from here. This is good. However, if you're going to run here with Kai speed, just run forward.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a goalie who has a tendency that likes to sit back.
Mm-hmm.
Just plow past him.
Yeah.
And get in there.
Okay.
I didn't realize you burned secondary for this. You definitely should have just ran into the pocket. Running back to play second goalie makes it scarier. And then
Yeah.
you, regardless of where you are, should have just kept it going this way.
Yeah.
Because if we go to Kazan, it's a goal.
Yeah, I just hated stacking 3 people on like the exact same spot, so I tried to run in behind him to take his.
Oh, I get what you're thinking. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a Rocket League mentality. People rotate into the net from behind.
Yeah.
And that works in this game, but your speed is faster than Dubu's.
Yeah.
And you could have gotten in there, and especially when you know your goalie doesn't like to do that, you could just run past them.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'm also
to put it in
thinking when
perspective-
I play goalie, I do like pushing out like that.
I do
So
too.
I was kind of thinking like how I would react if I was the goalie is I would push out, so then I rotate in behind where, again, if it had been me, I would be leaving that space open, and I would want me to be running in to cover the space that I left myself.
Yes, that's exactly how I would say it should be played. But there are NASL teams that will not do this.
Okay.
They'll just have the midfielder run into the pocket every time. It is a play style thing.
Yeah.
I will say that a rotational style is more effective. Just mathematically, it's a shorter distance to travel than this. But,
Yeah.
you know. Either way, there are people that would prefer you to just run in front of them and pull back. Like Saya, if you ever have Saya as your goalie, they want you to just, like, get in the mix.
Okay.
And they'll just strike second from behind you.
Yeah.
That's their comfort zone. That's why they go Powerhouse Pauldrons. They don't want to run into this pocket, even though I would say it's the objectively right choice. But yeah. Just kind of know what your teammate wants you to do. Because if you guys were on the same page, both of those options would have worked.
Okay.
Seeing what's happening. There's a reason you guys lost this third set. It had nothing to do with Awakenings. It's purely because we stopped guarding these outside walls. Every single one of their locks and goals so far have been because we stopped guarding the outside wall. Watch. Oh, never mind. I'm retarded. That one had a hook. That's the one exception to that rule. I'm so dumb. I'm wrong. All right, that's the first one.
I
that
thought
was-
I did that pretty, I stayed
My
outside there.
I don't know what I saw then. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, that's what you pushed too far forward, noob.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
I just got gapped by the hook.
Yeah, you should have stayed back here so that he can't do that to you.
Yeah.
And then Mew can rotate forward. And if it goes to Mr. Flambeau, that's where Rasmus comes in. You could just cut off this pass. Now it makes sense. Oh, that's a good secondary.
Weto is the one who didn't guard the outside wall there.
Yeah, they don't guard outside walls, I've noticed. They're very
God.
bad about it.
Good hook.
Okay, right here. As soon as this happens, Mew, number 1, the log I don't like. Not the worst, I don't like it. It's better than a lot of your other logs have been. What I really hate is the dash to follow. Don't do that. What should happen is Kai should be like here and then Barrage. So if you could stand like here and Barrage like that, the core ain't getting through.
What was my
Like-
path to get here? Just rewind like a couple seconds, just
Yeah.
so I can see where I
Have to
was.
pause to go back. Yeah,
Okay.
you just sort of like
I
walk
went
in.
to it, so I would have had to go down more, I think. Like, I had to go down and then up again, like,
Sort of like this and then Barrage like that.
yeah. Okay.
would have been better. Just because they have 2 flips.
Yeah.
And if we can bait out both their flips, then they don't score, which they didn't score here, so that's good. Oh, the log? The log pass? Outside wall, noob. Kind of commit too far here, noob drops. Look at you go too far down.
Yeah.
Stay in that speed lane, guard it, walk forward.
Okay.
Another log in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't like that. This is bad.
Thanks for taking the heat off me.
Hey, he's not here to defend himself.
It's true.
Shit.
All right, pass. Pass to the
Yeah,
guy
that
there.
should have been a pass. 100%. I agree. That's just bad. Oh God,
Yeah,
I hate watching it.
I don't know why I gigged there. I should just gig it
What is
up,
the
if
Giga?
anything.
Yeah,
I was expecting a down clear, and I was gonna try to cut
No.
that off, I think, but
You can giga
yeah,
at them, but I wouldn't giga at all.
yeah.
It's not necessary.
Because I've just been kind of sitting here doing nothing for a few seconds, and I got bored.
Yep, that's a classic. Especially as midfield.
Yeah, that's
gotta
why I
have
play
ADHD
midfields. I
to
want to
play this
do
role.
stuff.
Yep. Uh-oh. Oh lord. Okay. A lot of things went wrong here. Don't hate it. This I hate. We forced the flip, which is fine, but we're not guarding the bottom wall, and Mew is kind of relying on you to guard that.
Hmm.
He's very topside. So we need to be like here-ish, so we can barrage. But we mainly want to barrage down, because if it
Yeah.
goes through, Mew can catch with flip. Mew's positioning is quite good here, actually. I don't like the wall. The wall's really bad, and here's why. If the core were to go topside, right, like this, you have so much time to react. You don't need the wall.
We both ended up covering that same thing too.
Yep.
'Cause that's what I was covering with barrage, but yeah, I should have covered down with it.
Yes. And then the roll, that's just a panic roll. If you're going to panic roll at the enemy.
I
Okay,
think
that
his
one I'm
assumption was going in, and so he needed to try to go for it, even if, like, he didn't think that it was hitting the corner, probably.
Yeah, maybe. But, like, if it's not hitting the corner, it's already in anyway.
Hmm.
Is the flip side of that.
Right.
But by committing to one side, I mean, that makes the brawler's job effortless. You gotta cut the angle by pushing them. And the best way to do that is just to fucking walk at them and roll.
You guys almost beat a full or almost full Omega team in which all 3 players actively play an absurd amount of games.
Yeah,
It's true.
they were seed 19 and we were seed 40.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. Ugh. And like I said, watching that game, you guys looked like the better team that they did. I'll just say it. They did not
Until
look.
they stopped.
Well, Wet just kind of carried, to be honest, with that save count. And I mean, Mr. Flambeau had a lot of saves, but I don't really remember any of them.
It could be inflated because it's owning village, so it's just like getting out of the goal arc, right? So
Yeah. No, usually midfielders will have a lot of saves on this map, but
We had one game here where Mew had like 80 saves and I had 72 saves.
yeah, that happens. If they just
depends
like
on
push
how.
the opposite side a lot,
Yeah.
that'll occur. No, it's pretty common. In Oni Village, I usually have about half the saves of my goalie, which
Yeah.
looks about right to me. What was I gonna say? Biggest observations I noted is you guys played differently in set 5 than you did up the rest of the game. Like, they suddenly were just winning because they were using the walls better. And we just sort of stopped covering our lanes. I don't really know what happened, because you guys didn't do that bad of a job of it all game long, but like, that right there
Yeah.
was such a good example of it.
Yeah.
It's like we just sort of stopped trusting each other, which is weird because you guys were outplaying the enemy.
Could have been a nerves thing too.
It could be. Could very well be nerves. It's a fair point. Good pass. All right. Yeah, my best observation for like what you guys need to work on the most. Mew needs to stop using logs so proactively and use them more reactively. The occasional proactive log is fine because it's a mix-up. That should not be your default. It's not a Lunar Rocket. It's not an Amy Glitch Pop. It's not an Estelle Primary. It's a Dubu log. And it's best used up close. Now, the other observation I have is just sort of looking for passes more, and more specifically, looking for back passes. I bet you in this very same play we'll find an opportunity. If we just watch. Right there. Kazan has no hook. You can pass to Dubu here, and we can get a setup bot.
Well, Ramen, do you have time for a norms or something?
I do not.
That's right. You needed to wrap this up by midnight. That
Yeah.
sucks. I was gonna say then we could do one live one real quick,
Fair enough.
but
No, I do not have time
unfortunate.
tonight.
Moon, if you want, I can run a norms.
Sure.
And I'll be my best
I
attempt
tend
at
to.
what you need to have done.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording then.
Yep.
Wait. What?